What is going on, guys? How are y'all doing today? Welcome, welcome. Got a lot of people hanging already. Apologies if you hear anything outside. It's downpouring and like storming in my area right now. So hopefully the power doesn't go out or anything. I think it's kind of calmed down. We got in a magical like tornado watch about an hour ago, but I think we're good now, hopefully. So we're going to find out. But what is going on, guys? How are y'all doing today? We have another amazing live stream coming at you. We'll have a couple-hour live stream here talking about all things bowling. We had a lot happen in the last week, as we always do in this game, I swear. I never thought there would be so much bowling news going on literally every week, but it's constant. We're at the end of June, the slowest bowling month of the year, and we just got told about 10 new bowling balls coming out in the next couple months. So I want to talk about that. There's a lot of content creator stuff coming out lately. Luke Rosdahl just made a video about like why content creators are quitting and all that. So I want to talk about that a little bit, give you a little bit of an insight on what the content creator side actually looks like. So a lot of other cool things. And then we had a lot of bowling balls released even last week. We had a couple, the Ion Pro Solid and the other ball, High Road 40, that one. Have a few more insights on a couple bowling balls and which ones are looking really good, which ones are kind of looking mediocre. So much stuff. I'm going to say hi to everybody in just a second. Going to hit the go live button over on TikTok. 10 new bowling balls is what we will call it. And let's hit that go live button over there. All right, there we go. I got to get my YouTube chat up. Bop. There it is. Beautiful. All right, let's see who's all hanging out right now. Jim Carnell, have a good one. Have to bow out because of League. Oh, I'm sorry. Good luck at League, though, if you're still hanging a little bit. Don, what is up first? He gets the first viewer trophy. Don, I just found out about HK20. I just found out about HK22C+. The plus is an additive to make it hybrid or pearl. See, radical darlings, please give us names at least that we can track for some of these, because like if C plus is just pearl, then they have like one cover stock across all of their bowling balls, which seems weird. So I don't think that's there's something else going on there, Don. There's gotta be. There's no way that all their bowling balls have the same cover stock, basically. There's no way. Tyler, honestly, more of an SBI guy, but the new Anger Solid looks good. I'm excited for that Anger Solid. It looks pretty decent. Pretty excited about that one. That one is probably the best one of the first four that's coming out. I know the Bubblegum Vibe is going to get a lot of hype because, ooh, bright pink bowling ball. It's a vibe at the end of the day. Like, it's cool to have another vibe come out, but like, really, that Anger Solid is going to be one that has a good, even a good bang for your buck, but also a good reaction. So yeah, really excited for that. Wayne Gibbs, what's up? Did Joe buying the EJ Jackal added 13 pins to your average? Now I just need the ZVL Chamois and I'll finally average 100. Hey, we do officially have brand new ZVL Bowling Chamois coming out actually right now. DH Lab has the new red and blue chamois. I don't have them with me, unfortunately. They are being shipped very soon, but we do have new chamois. If you want to go check those out, I'd really appreciate it. They are super cool. These new colorways look really good. Those guys are absolutely killing it over there. I actually had the guys at DH Lab help me choose the colorway. The last ones I kind of picked and asked if they could do it. This one I was like, which of these like 3, 4, 5 colorways do you like best? And they're like, yeah, I think this one. So we went with that one. But it's a blue and red, looks super cool. Does raise your average by 10 pins. Brooks, what's going on? Good to see you. Jake, let's go. Zach, lots to talk about. So much to talk about. We have so many things to talk about today. Don, what's going on? Zin 5, what's your favorite ball in the bag right now? I still love my Vibo. What have I liked lately? I bowled a tournament last Saturday and it was on a short pattern and I basically just threw the purple for I think 6 games and then or 5.5 games. I threw an Effect Tour for a little bit and a Zen 25. The Effect Tour is still the one that I go to. Like when all else fails, that ball is coming out. It is crazy how often that ball is coming out of my bag just with my comfort level with it and just how the reaction fits to a lot of harder sport patterns. So I think that is still my top dog. That one is definitely still my number one. For everybody watching, by the way, we are live on 3 different platforms. We are live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. So if I'm not reading comments that you're seeing in your section, I'm reading them off of a different chat. So I'm either reading them from YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok. I do switch around to all of them, so I will hit all of them. If there is a question that I missed, because we pride ourselves on trying to hit 100% of the comments that you guys give, just type it in again after about 4 or 5 minutes. I usually get about 15 to 20 minutes behind on comments at times, but I'll do what I can to try to keep up today, try to talk about everything going on, and so on and so on. But let us keep going. Tyler, would you categorize the Hammerhead and Anger Solid to be close together in terms of being benchmark? I actually would. Yes and no. I would put the Anger Solid a step below. The Hammerhead is my assumption, is that it's going to go Hammerhead and then Anger Solid with a pretty big gap in between. I think the Anger Solid could fit in that lower benchmarkish type reaction. It might be a little too weak for it for some people. But if you're someone who's rev dominant, I would lean towards that over a Hammerhead in all honesty. And drink of the day is a Mountain Dew Kickstart. We got the pineapple orange mango. It's okay. It has less caffeine than other things I could have grabbed though. I didn't sleep almost at all last night. Again, it's always Tuesdays because I play volleyball and my calves completely cramp up once I get home. So I get very little sleep on Tuesdays, which sucks. Let's keep going. James, what's going on? James White, what's going on? Talon tuning in while salmon fishing. Love that again. Will, welcome as a member to the to our YouTube page. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Tyler, I personally like Celsius Blue Raz. Celsius is good too. Blue Raz specifically is one of their better flavors. Jaybird, what's going on? Brooks, chapstick, energy drink, and tornadoes. People really like commenting about the chapstick. My lips have been so dry. I'm on some drugs that makes my skin and lips a little bit dry lately. And so I need to put a lot on, otherwise the lips crack. And I might have been you, Brooks, commented on my last TikTok where I talked about the 10 bowling balls from Brunswick. And they're like, you have so much chapstick on. It's like, shut up. Mean. All right, let's check on over here. Bowling Milk, what's up? Entity reminds me of the Sensor Solid. It's a Sensor Solid on steroids, basically. Well, not really. It's basically just the Emerge. If you need to know what it is, it's an Emerge. That's pretty much what is Emerge Solid. Got a question. Is the Yellow Jacket good? I'm about to buy one. It is a very, very smooth bowling ball that you need to play pretty straight with. That thing does not like angle. So if you want to play around the second arrow or further outside on the lane, that'll be a good ball. If you want to play inside, it's not going to be the right play. There are better options. Let's see. Zeke, what should I throw on a river? What should I throw in a river or on a river? I don't know what you mean by on a river. In a river, your plastic ball when you're missing too many spares. Scott, just drilled the new Solid Anger. Gonna throw it tonight. Nice. Let us know how it is, Scott. Joe, what's going on? Gabe 2 Trash, what do you think the best ball is in 2025? Right now, I just went through, I actually ranked every bowling ball that came out in 2025 into like their categorical scale. Let me look at that quick. I think I still have it up. I'm not going to show you guys. I can't do that right now. I got to save it for the YouTube video. I think it's this one. Looking at the list, Rockstar is pretty high. What else? We got the not the EJ Jackal. The Jackal Onyx was really good. What else? GB5 Pearl was really good. I still think Zen 25 is near the top of the list. You know, that Torpedo Directed is going to be on the bottom of the list. That's a great spot for it. High Road 40 is pretty decent. Equinox is really good, but I think Evoke Hysteria is taking it right now. As of right now, that ball is still number 1. Absolutely. Let's see. Brandon Yoon, what's going on? Good to see you. Steve on in, how's it going? Great to see you too. Let's see. Smitty, Twitch is better anyway. Hey, thank you for hanging out on Twitch, Smitty. Appreciate it. Talon, I can't tell if you're excited about the new 10 or frustrated. I'm a little bit of both. I'm confused. I'm really like in a state of confusion with the Brunswick balls because it is one of the oddest marketing strategies to release 10 bowling balls and the information on all 10 at the exact same time. Because Brunswick always has situations where bowling balls get ignored and they don't get many sales. So it's bold to have 10 drop because right now, if you want to get one in the next drop, you're gonna be like, I'm not touching any of these 4 that are coming out. Even though they did plan it where like they have Hammer coming out in the first one, which is a big deal. And then the other ones are kind of mediocre that are dropping. Like the Collision is like it hits a very niche audience, and then the Entity is just gonna get ignored. It's not gonna get touched, unfortunately. It might be a good ball, but it's gonna get ignored. The other 6, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just really, really weird that they dropped all 10, and like people aren't going to care about these first 4 if they see a Theorem Solid, if they see the 2 new Brunswick balls. Like, I don't know. I'm just confused more than anything. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Now, the one thing I'm not okay with is just how many options there are, because I'm going to pull up exactly how many bowling balls are on the market today without those brand new ones that we mentioned. There are currently 106 on the market, and is that even counting the new SPI balls? It is not counting. Oh no, it is counting the new SPI balls. So there are 106 on the market right now. With these new 4 in a couple weeks is 110. Now, I did hear about a couple discontinued bowling balls that are coming soon, so I'm gonna have news on that very, very soon. But yeah, it's more confusing than anything. There's some awesome releases, but like 10 is a lot. And like one of my things is I cover every single ball. So it just means there's a lot of work for me, which is okay. I love doing it. I'm not one who will complain about that by any means. Hey, Maribeth on TikTok. Thank you for the reminder that today's Wednesday. Yeah, I got you. I know. I know it's summer for you, so you have no reminder of what day of the week it is, but I got you. Don't worry. Let's see. Ace. So I told you about my 3.0 Hazmat and Black Pearl. I wanted a Pearl for later in sport shots between the Typhoon and the Bubblegum. Yeah, it would honestly depend on what you're looking at right now. They're both going to be very similar bowling balls. The Bubblegum's going to be about, I think it's only like $10 cheaper right now that Brunswick had its little price hike. Brunswick balls did have a little bit of a price hike. So they're both going to be very similar, really up to you. James D, do you think the handicap percentage in leagues are too high? I think 90% is my personal favorite. I think 90 is the right way to go for league. Never do 100%. 100% handicap is not it. Lucky Nikolai. Love the channel. Thank you. An Origin fitting well with an Attention Star and an EJ. It might be a little too close. Lucky. Just too many balls that are kind of in the same category. I would avoid that. Don, I'm with you. The Anger is going to be in my bag. Yeah, I think the Anger is going to be the low-key good ball of this bunch of 4. Jack, have a Super GT hanging around at the shop. Might drill it up. What 2LS layout might pair well? You're going to want to go like a middle of the road pin to PAP, probably like, because the core is kind of smaller on that ball. I would want to buff that differential a little bit depending on what you want it to do too. So you could go like 4 3/4 by 4 by 4 or something like that. That might not be bad. Hey, Nub, what's going on? Existence, what's going on? Oh, what is TikTok on? TikTok is live. Case IH, what do you think of the Arsenal? Hyperdrive, Attention Star, Phase 2, Original Zen, IQ Tour, and a Road Warrior. That is a perfect Arsenal right now for being Storm stuff. I really like it, Case. Smitty, what's going on? How much weaker is the Vibe compared to the Hyper? It's going to be like 3 or 4 boards weaker, and then it's going to be a lot sharper down lane. It's going to be very angular down lane. Sealands, what's going on? Caffeine, never heard of it? Yeah. Hey, I've only had a little bit today. I'm doing well for myself. Not a crazy amount. Catch up over here. How do I get the ball to snap down lane from Hexen? I see other bowlers doing it, but my ball hook is way more gradual. That depends on what direction your ball is rolling. So if your ball is rolling more, here, we're going to use the Pokeball, end over end, then it's going to be smoother. If your ball is rolling more like this, it's going to be more of a snap. Now, you might not want that snap because that can cause more splits. So be careful with that. Thomas, what's going on? Love the channel. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it. Wolfle, if you get 1 new ball and only throw that for league, Effect Tour. If it's from the batch of 10 from Brunswick, I would go like probably that Infinity Quest. I think that Infinity Quest will be the best league ball of the bunch. Gabriel, something to watch during my day off. What's going on, Gabriel? Good to see you. Samvis, what's up? James, what do you think I should take to Junior Gold? 5 urethanes. No, I have a video about it, but I think it's a strong smooth ball, a urethane, a strong sharp ball. some kind of middle of the road ball, and then if you need plastic, go plastic. Sanva, the bubblegum vibe looks so nice. The color on that bubblegum vibe is fire. That they did well with that bright pink. I don't know how it's gonna roll, but the color is 10 out of 10. Nub, guess who got himself a shiny Darkrai? Oh, you used the cheat to get the you use the cheat to get the old event. That's awesome. Love it. Absolutely love that. Can I get some info on the Duo from Rotogrip? It's a symmetrical, shiny bowling ball. Very, very smooth, very middle of the road. It's kind of like the Phase AI right now. So medium sharp ball, a little bit on the smooth end. It's okay. Some people like it, some people don't. James 3, bad experience at League this week. Start was told the procedure to pre-bowl, and when I tried, I was absolutely no one pre-bowling. This week on the player on the other team had pre-bowled. At League, Start was told procedure to pre-bowl. Then when I tried, I was told absolutely no pre-bowl. That's weird. See, leagues are weird with pre-bowling. I get some people try to cheat it a little bit, but they're always so weird with it. Nate, what do you think the new bowling ball is? Good question. It's purple and red, or yeah, purple and red-ish. So I know a lot of people are saying Marvel Pearl AI. That would probably be the top contender right now, in my opinion, because that ball's pretty much that colorway that we know of right now. Besides that, I have no idea. It's not going to be a weak ball. They've released all those. Storm likes to announce big, strong, shiny balls at this time, though. The Marvel Pearl is kind of a strong, shiny ball, but it kind of takes the place of like the Phase AI, so I'm not sure if it's going to be that. I would assume it's some kind of asymmetrical pearl would be my guess, because that's usually what they announce at this time, but they haven't released much. I love that they tease the colorway. I think that's a really cool idea. Well done. I'd assume we'll hear about it. Let's see, it's 6/25, maybe next week would be my guess. I would assume. They seem like they're a little bit off of Brunswick's release cadence at this point, so I bet there's going to be info next week about it, would be my guess. That would just be my assumption. James, Primal Shock is discontinued. Yes, the Primal Shock is discontinued. I had a video go out on that. Very, very sad day to see that one go. That one is really, really good. I don't think it's going to be on sale anytime soon. I should check quick. Is it Motive Primal Shock? It is not on sale yet. You can still purchase it everywhere. It's still $170, so pretty much what you kind of expected. So not bad. Trevor's thinking a new Marvel. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking Marvels right now. James 3, first league at this house, bad taste so far. Sometimes leagues are like that, which just kind of sucks, where they're very, very picky. I know mine in my hometown, or in the town I'm living in right now, they were weirdly strict about things, and like for no reason, because there was no prize fund. Like, my way to tell how serious a league is really just what's the prize fund. Like, is the prize fund high? All right, we should take it a little seriously. Is there no prize fund? I'm going to bring a new ball every week then. I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's more for fun than for trying to sweep every week. So yeah, that was the weirdest thing to me. And I bowled in a very small town league when I first got into bowling. So I had one very specific look at it, and now jumping into one where they try to take it more seriously, but yet not. It's interesting. David Jones scored an overseas ball in a Bowler's Mart Rotogrip mystery box. RST Crash. Ooh, nice. Congrats. That is a really good pull. They don't have many of those. They don't have many times where you can actually grab a overseas ball. So nice job. Nice job. 619, great channel. Hey, thank you, 619. One-handed, 190 league bowler. What's missing? Origin EX, Attention Stars, Zen 25, IQ 78, Purple Hammer, and an axe. Origin, Attention Stars, Zen. You might need a weaker solid ball to go below that Origin EX. Something like an IQ 2 or even a Hustle Earth might not be bad. That might not be might not be the worst idea. Wax Poetic. What's a good gap fill between Ion Max and Ion Pro? Yeah, medium sharp ball is perfect. Zen 25, Road Warrior, Phase AI if you want an AI. I don't recommend the Phase AI. I'm not a big fan of it. Some people love it. So really, that one really depends on you, but I would go with one of those. I gotta take off this sweatshirt. I am way too warm right now. So I don't know. Oh, I do have to white shirt. This out. Wear just our all-white Anfos t-shirt, an old basketball shirt. We're going with it. I'm already a very pale dude, so wearing white makes me look like 12 and a half times more pale. Not the greatest on that front. Let's see. Don in league last week went with Widowmania and Hazmat. Solid. Love that. Love that. Oh, did I just see another member come through? Gabriel, thank you for being a member of the YouTube channel. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you as a level 1 member. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, on YouTube, you can join our membership program for some cool emotes, and it kind of acts like a Twitch subscription at the end of the day. So if you want to do that, we'd really appreciate it. Let's see. I'm going to take this quick. Make sure if you haven't, drop a like, especially on the TikTok stream. It's the best way to support the TikTok stream because I don't know how TikTok's algorithm works, but the more likes you get early, the more your stream gets pushed out. So if you guys can double tap your screen, you can do it an infinite amount of times. I'd really appreciate it. It'd help me out a ton. Otherwise, if you're new here, make sure to drop a follow, a subscription, whatever channel you're on. It really helps me out a ton. It's completely free. And otherwise, really not much else. We had a new chamois colorway drop today. So we have 5 more of our old chamois colorway, the green and blue. We still have 5 left. And then we have a new red and blue colorway that dropped today. So there are going to be 50 of those. So make sure to go check those out on DH Lab 3D. Other than that, did we just have we just had a follower go? Wax Poetic. Thank you so much for the follow over on Twitch too. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Otherwise, we have a couple big things to talk about today. So one thing I wanted to talk about, Ralphie, thank you for the follow on TikTok. One thing I wanted to talk about is the 10 new bowling balls from Brunswick that got announced. So we have 4 bowling balls being released in 2.5 weeks. We have another 6 releasing in middle of August. So they just showed everything that they're dropping before league season so that you can kind of plan what you want to pick up. I don't think that was actually their plan. I don't know what their plan was, in all honesty. They don't really have much for communication. Like, Brunswick is by far the least communicated bowling company, just in general, which is a little disappointing. I wish they had some more communication in some way. Otherwise, those are the 10 new ones. And then I wanted to talk about Luke Rosdahl's latest video. There's been a stream of content creators making kind of similar videos of like, this is why we're burnt out. This is why we don't do it. This is why we're quitting, things like that. Some positive, some negative. I wanted to break a few stigmas and myths about the content creator side, because I think everyone's getting a little too like sad about like content creator, like, and negative on the sport. So I want to talk about that at some point soon. We'll get into that in probably about like 20 to 30 minutes. I want to catch up on some more comments, and then we can get a little deeper into that conversation. But let's keep going. This is always a full live Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, I will hit every single comment that you guys put in any of our comment sections over on Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube. But let us keep it going. Brandon Yoon, do you think the level is a good ball, bad ball, or a ball that a lot of people know how to use? Out of the new balls, what do you think will be good? I saw Hype throw the vibe and it looks so good. So on the level, I think the level is just weird. It fits a spot that no one really knows they need in a ball. I see the level as what you could throw on a house shot if you want a urethane reaction. So I made a TikTok that popped off a little bit about how you don't need urethanes in league. I still stand by that statement. But I think the level is actually one that you could throw at league and get a better ball reaction. So I think it's a better urethane for league shots. Now, sport shots, it ain't it. It just really isn't the right play unless you want something insanely smooth. If you want a urethane reaction but not a urethane, something longer and a little sharper, then it's a great play. I think it was severely overpriced, though. Insanely overpriced for what it was. I think that's hurting Storm a lot lately. I think their overpricing on certain bowling balls is just not great. But out of the new balls, what do you think will be good? I saw the Hype throwing the vibe and it looks so good. I think the vibe's going to be a vibe. It's going to be just a sharper ocean vibe. It's going to be a ball down from the Arctic. I don't think it's going to be like the greatest ball ever. No vibe really can be. It's like how no hustle can be the greatest ball ever made. It's just not really possible. However, I think the Anger Solid is going to be the best out of the first 4. I really think that Anger Solid is a really unique bowling ball, being that really high RG, medium differential. It's going to get super far down lane, but still be smooth. I think that's unique enough where it can make a splash. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Really looking forward to that. Joe, exactly. The level is what you would use for a house shot. I think it is. And it wasn't really advertised as such. It didn't really know what it wanted to be advertised as, in all honesty. It was like, it kind of wants to be like, it's not urethane, but kind of urethane. All the content creators put through it on short patterns, which was fair. But then it wasn't, it was just kind of weird, kind of odd. But yeah, Let's see. Wayne Gibbs, I missed the Mountain Dew Rise. It was great stuff and less cows. I loved the Mountain Dew Rises. That was one of the saddest days is seeing those get discontinued. That was so disappointing. So sad. Bayou, what's going on? Had an Optimum Idol Solid for 2.5 months, quickly becoming one of my faves. Grabbing a Pearl before it goes. Any overlap with the Road or the Attention Star? Road Warrior or Star? Yeah, it's going to be a little close to the Star. It's honestly going to be a little smoother. But you could stash one for when your Star goes away. I was thinking the same thing because I love my Optimum Solid too. I adore that thing. And I'm getting a call from spam. Jaybird, which of the 10 releases caught your eye? Theorem Solid has my attention. I think the Theorem Solid is going to be exactly what you expect. Hopefully it pops off a little more than the Theorem Pearl. That one did not do well, unfortunately. Oh, it wasn't me. First time chapstick comment. Okay, yeah, somebody on my TikTok did it, and it was awesome. Bernie, get this man a chapstick sponsorship. Aquifer, hit me up. I have my contact everywhere. Alec Lang, current arsenal is an ooh, that's a big arsenal. Was thinking of adding lethal and thrill hybrid to round it out. One hand with thumb speed dominant. Onyx, Hysteria, Primal Shock, Venom Shock, Hyper Venom, Thrill Pearl. Lethal would go between the Primal Shock and the Venom Shock. Thrill hybrid would fit right before the Thrill Pearl. It could. It depends how, like, that's just going to give you more bowling balls that give you a little more fine-tuned reaction. So if that's what you want, great play. Alan F, what's going on over on Twitch? Hayden the Blah, I need a ball that hooks very little. I don't have a urethane. Should I get one? No, do not go urethane. Go with something like a Raw or a Tropical Surge or something like that. Those are going to be your best bet. All right, let's catch up over here. Let's see. James. So for Junior Gold, Extreme, Envy, Vaporize, Obsession Tour, Purple Hammer, and a Stealth or Pure Envy. I like that a lot. What is the best urethane from Hammer or Storm? Is the Purple Hammer. 100% of the time, it's the purple. For your channel, how would we pick the duo? Anthony John, what to add to my bag? Optimum Idol, Solid, Attention Star, Zen 25. I would go with something a little weaker than the Optimum Idol then. IQ Tour, Hustle Earth, Ion Pro, all good plays. Donovan Weaver, I really like how well my Sub-Zero gets through the pins. What is close but sharper? Evoke is technically a little sharper. Otherwise, the EJ Jackal, which is unfortunately impossible to get. Primal Shock right now might not be a bad play. Hey, Fire Crotch, which you'd pull up to Junior Gold? I'm still debating it. I don't have a reason to is the issue. Like, I don't know what's going on for Junior Gold. I don't know if it's odd for me to show up to a youth event because I'm not doing like, I don't have any companies asking me to go. I don't have any people I'm going to like specifically meet or anything. So still debating it, but I need like a, hey, you should come out here type thing. Horst, what's going on? Ralphie, weird one. I stepped from XL to an 07 Resurgence. Whoa. Yeah, there might be a few years of stuff that you could fit there. Sir Goose, love the look of the bubblegum vibe. It's so good. It looks so cool. All right. DJ Settle, balanced bowler, wondering what type of balls you would bring for the Mark Roth. I don't know what Mark Roth is. I'm going to have to look it up. Sorry, I am very bad with the PBA oil patterns because they change them literally every year. So, like, I never can tie down which is which. I just know all the named ones. Like, there's nothing special about any of them per se. So let's see. I know Shark is long. I know Wolf is short and all that stuff, but the rest of them is kind of a 50-50. This one is 43 feet, 33 mils. Super strong bowling ball. Big ASIM is going to be your best play, DJ Settle. A lot of big ASIMs and big ASIMs and shiny ASIMs. Larry Tripp, what are your thoughts on the DV8 Hater? Was thinking about getting it, looking for a good hybrid ball. It acts like a solid. Remember, there aren't really any hybrid bowling reactions per se. It either acts like a solid or a pearl. That one acts more like a solid. So it isn't very angular. Gabriel back from YouTube. Hey, welcome back, Gabriel. RJ, what's going on? Add Hammer Scorpion Strike to my arsenal. I will break the news here. We will have a video on it soon. Scorpion Strike just got discontinued. It just got discontinued yesterday. If you want one, I highly recommend picking one up. I'm probably going to be picking one up right after this, honestly. But yeah, it did get discontinued, and I am seeing it's on super sale right now in a lot of places. $120 in a lot of areas. So you want a Scorpion Strike. I saw it as the best medium sharp ball of 2024. This would be the time to grab it. Brooks, love the arsenal. Jackal Ghost, Jackal EJ, EJ Venom, Hysteria, Venom Shock, Maxwell Hybrid. Nice. Love that. Love that. Jaybird, I've been collecting trackballs. Just got the OG Theorem. Working in a stealth mode next, unless the Theorem Pearl goes on sale first. True. Theorem Pearl is going to go on sale soon. It did not get discontinued, but it is going to go on sale. It is not selling that great right now, unfortunately. Smitty, watching streams and lane talk at work during League. Love that. Love that. Jack, why is the YouTube logo drawn on stream? I don't know. You know, I probably could have picked the official one, but I didn't. So here we are. It's a fair assumption though. Ralphie, Scorpion Strike to replace my Resurgence. Yes, absolutely. I think that's a good idea. David Jones, back in my day, handicap was 80% of 210. 80% is a good one too. I got to turn up my AC quick. 80% is a fantastic one too. I think for tournaments, 80% is I had to switch over to a ZDL shirt also. Because, you know, we can't go non-ZDL shirt. There we go. All right. We got an old ZVL shirt on. There we go. We're set. All right, let's keep going. Will, how do you feel about leaving Equinox and Ion Solid with 5x5x2? Yeah, I like that. I honestly like that. You're a little more speed dominant, so definitely a great play. Definitely a good idea. Steve on in. Last week, someone was asking about the August military tournament. Yeah, you did. Thank you so much for that, Steve. Appreciate that. Honestly, it plays a little bit like a house shot. So I'd play it just your middle of the road bowling balls. And you're going to be good to go. Gibbs, what's the orange piece behind you? That is the Rubicon Extreme, an overseas Rubicon. It's one of like the 3 overseas balls that I have. It rolls really cool. It's a super smooth pearl ball. Awesome. It's stronger than a UC2. It's a couple years old. I don't throw it that often anymore, but it is a really fun ball at the end of the day. Red Speedy Gonzalez. What's a good spare ball that goes straight T-zone? T-zone or a white dot are going to be your best bets. James Wilson, benchmark and radical current lineup. The only one is really the No Doubt Solid. That's the only one remotely close to a benchmark, and it's still a little too angular for that, in my opinion. Oi, it's still legit, bro. Nub, no, it's not. Kind of is. It basically is. If it's on the game and you didn't hack it in, you're fine. Paul Kim, looking to add a strong ball to my arsenal. You're rev dominant. You love the Venom Shock. You own the Max Thrill. You think the EJ is good. I think the EJ could be good. It's a little bit hefty in strength, but it could still be good. Tony Blue, your channel helped me land the Venom Shock. Nice. Love that. Got to learn how to switch between Stroker to Yo-Yo. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm really glad that you're liking the Venom Shock. It is an amazing bowling ball. Fire Crotch. Reason to pull up to Junior Gold is to vlog me and post on your YouTube. And here's the future champion right here. I don't know how to vlog is the issue. I've never vlogged before. I know this is a big like secret I'm breaking on the channel, but I never have vlogged. I've done live streams. I've done videos. I've never vlogged though. I don't think I can hit the quality that you'll see from like, you know, the D-Tangs and the Brad and Kyles because they have like full-time editors. For this, it's just little old me trying to figure my way, trying to peter my way through. I don't got that kind of, I don't really have any, I don't know who an editor would be. If you know of any YouTube editors, let me know. Kai, what's going on? Got a lethal Venom for your Bowler's Mart mystery ball? That's such a good one. Man, I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. Hayden, I need a ball. I think we hit that one for Hayden. Brandon Tipton, any new swag balls? Nothing that I am aware of. I've had a lot of swag staffers tell me, hey, we're going to have new balls releasing soon, but there hasn't been anything yet. I don't know if they're waiting for league season or what the play is, but I've heard nothing lately. Lucky, do you think Storm and Motive are releasing or announcing the new releases for Bowlers Expo? 100%. I could see, well, Motive won't. Theirs is the super clutch, but Storm, I guarantee, releases them next week. Probably not on Friday. I'm guessing earlier in the week, but I have no idea when exactly. I don't know the schedule of Bowler Expo, so that makes it a little tougher. Hey, Yofo, what's going on? You're late? Nah, you're good. Christoph, love the channel. Quick question. What is the ball with the strongest and sharpest back end of all brands? Hater Pearl. Deviate Hater Pearl is the most angular ball on the market today. Vision, do you think the Hammer will release a Pearl version of the Effect Tour? They will. I thought it would be this summer, but we're going to have to wait another couple release cycles to see that ball, which is kind of sad. Kind of disappointing. The Bass King. Is the Anger stronger or weaker than, or the new Anger stronger or weaker than the original? It's going to be stronger than the original Anger. Gibbs, thank you for the share. Bold Geo, one ball I wish I would have bought is the EJ Sigma. I miss the Sigma family. I actually have one, I think. I think that's what I have in my closet. I'm not positive. But yeah, I know. I wish they'd bring the Sigma back. Ralphie, we hit. Gabriel, what should I expect from my Effect that is coming soon? It's a stronger Pearl ball, but it is very good on house shots. You're going to have to play pretty far left. It's smoother than you expect, but overall, it's a good piece. Overall, it's one of the best Pearl balls of the last, like, 2 years. I like the all orange. Me too, Gibbs. The color was so good on it. Gabriel, I only need 2 energy drinks tomorrow. Hey, that's good. That's awesome. I have AI ironic jokes. She's a great editor. Talk to her. I have AI ironic jokes. I am a speed dominant. How would the Roto Grip Duo roll? You'll have to play a little bit straighter with that guy, so just be ready for that. Ralphie, I work at Red Bull. I got to get this man repping some wings. Yo, if you can set something up, I could be a Red Bull fan. I'm just a caffeine addict. So have Red Bull hit me up. They need a bowler in their present. They need a bowler there. Brooke, what's going on? Any thoughts on the Storm Cheese? Not cheese, tease. Whoa, my God. I'm speaking terribly today. I'm expecting Marvel Pearl, honestly. The purple and red makes me think Marvel, because that's kind of the notorious colors for it. They could be something brand new, though. It could be a brand new cover core combo that we haven't seen. Maybe part of that lab series. That might happen. I'm honestly not sure. The AI ironic joke. She has a channel. She can do an edit if needed. AI ironic jokes. Is that the actual name? That'd be wild. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. AI ironic jokes. I'll check it out. Kind of curious. All right. Caleb Cobb, you think the new Guru will be strong enough to be the first ball out of my bag? If you have a hitter Pearl, yes, I think it will be. It will be above the hitter Pearl for sure. And Tom, bowling on Eiffel Tower tonight, 48 feet. Ooh, you gonna play straight. That ball is not hooking at all. Good luck. It's a fun pattern, though. James D, tips to break a new bowler from a backup release. She's also using fingertip grip. A lot of no-step drills. The best way to is to have her feel what the hand is supposed to do in like super slow motion. I'd recommend starting super slow motion, slowly get her to go through the ball the right way and just slowly train that, and that'll be the best play. Ryan, bowling 6 months, first summer league. Average 175, only have a perfect mindset in phase 4. What's a ball a little stronger and more angular than the P4? Attention Star. I think Attention Star is a really good play there. It is just that little bit more angular. Jack, one-handed, my track clips the thumb. Two-handed, it clips my middle finger. I can't escape rolling over the holes. Tom, level is a niche sport shot ball. That's a pretty good way of putting it, in all honesty. It is a very niche sport shot ball. Larry, what 2 balls would fit with a Criterion Solid for league? I would go... I'd go like I like the Scorpion Strike there. Otherwise, like a Hazmat Pearl. And then honestly, either an Anger Solid or like an Ebonite Turbo X or like a Troublemaker Solid. I think any of those would fit well together. Color, what's going on? Hot as balls out there. It's not here because it just downpoured. So I think it's down to like 70 degrees, but it is toasty in my apartment right now. Johan, what's up? Hope everything's good. Getting your hysteria drilled. Hey, love that. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy it. Smitty, I've lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks. Nice. Congrats, Smitty. That is awesome. Nice job. James, tonight is our last night at our current family-owned center. They're closing for repairs and renovations. We have to move to a Bolero. Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm curious. Keep an open mind. Maybe it'll be good. Hopefully it's good. Redneck, what's going on? How you doing? Don, I'm a high school coach in a small town in Colorado. I'm trying to get high school bowling. Do you have anything that might help get it going? Getting a team going is really tough. You have to be a marketer. You have to advertise to kids, show them why they should join a bowling team. Sometimes kind of tough, but if you showcase some of the money and scholarships, generally helps. Especially if you're in Colorado, you're close to Utah, which means you're close to a lot of Storm Youth championships. Dave, is there a smooth ball between the Hammerhead and the New Blue? Yeah, I think the Troublemaker Solid or otherwise that new Anger Solid are going to be your two best options right now. Those are going to be the two that are closest. And Warren Hill, I'm a one-handed bowler, straight up second arrow, need a strong smooth, Hammer 3.0 or Evoke. I'd go Black Widow there, the 3.0. I think that'll fit a little bit better for you. Just a tiny bit better. All right, let's catch up back over here. We're kind of jumping between chats right now. Buff Wolf, should I switch to thumb inserts? If you have more than like 4 bowling balls, I always recommend it. Brooke, Purple Hammer and Rockstar, keeping the harsh and attention. Any thoughts? Purple Hammer, Rockstar, harsh, and attention. I like that a lot for you, Brooke. I think that's a good 4-ball combo. I think that fits really well. And Brooke, you're going to Junior Gold, right? Bowl Geo, do you see the new Rex review on the Super Clutch? Yeah, Theo killed it. Theo did a really good job. He always does a fantastic job on his reviews. He does what other reviewers need to start doing more is he showcases the ball and then he shows comparisons. I'm a big fan of comparing the ball, knowing what it's like. So him showing, I think he showed the Hyper Venom, the Max Stole Hybrid, and I think he showed the Primal Rage, right? And being able to see those, awesome. I think that is the perfect way to do a ball review. I wish more people would have watched that one. I know the other guys have bigger names, but his was, I'm sorry, not throwing shade, but eons better than the rest of them in terms of what they actually showed for the bowling ball. In my opinion, seeing the same ball go down the lane 15 times and then with little live comm reactions isn't the best for me to learn how a ball rolls. I honestly don't watch those as much anymore. I usually like kind of fly through them because like, I don't know, seeing the same ball, it's like, I don't know what the pattern is. I don't know how other balls would react. Like maybe this ball's looking like this, but if you throw something similar, maybe it looks 10 times better. I don't know. So I love what Theo did. Long story short, he killed it there. Hey, Grumpo, what's going on? It's a ZVL Live Wednesday. It is. It is. We love these days. I always look forward to Wednesdays for this. Bud's Corner, too many bowling balls, lol. There are so many. So many bowling balls. Ugh. There are 116 in production right now, for anyone wondering. But we did just have a couple get discontinued, so it might change. Sean, thank you so much for the $10 super chat over on YouTube. Really appreciate that. Got my RST and Ultimate Wrecker. Also ordered Optimum Pearl. Also an Idle Cosmos Phase AI in the next month. Hey, that is so cool. So awesome to meet you, to bowl in Owatonna. Hey, thank you, Sean. Great to see you as well. I got to read that full comment because my thing cut it off. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. No, it was great to meet you too, Sean. Love to see that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Where are we going here? We have Marcel or Mark. Hey, ZVL, 9 mile an hour Arctic vibe, struggling, guy two-handed. Just want to let you know my ball speed is now 13 and it works well. Hey, that is awesome though. Boosting that speed is huge. Really happy for you for that. That is really good. Great to hear. Gabriel, thank you for all of the shares over on TikTok. Ross Stemple, have the Hyperdrive, Attention Star, and Tour AI. I would go with a weaker solid ball, Phase 2, Ion Pro Solid. Those are a little pricier, but I'd go Phase 2 or IQ Tour would be my favorites. Redneck kickstarts are awesome. They're so good for like that, for one that is not super caffeinated, but still tasty and not just water, because I get sick of water so fast. Brooke, I had a comment before that one, but maybe it got lost. Oh, shoot. It might have, Brooke. I'm sorry. That one might have gotten lost in the TikTok abyss. So I think I did miss that one. Apologies. But awesome. That is great to hear. Good luck out there. What are you bringing? Is that what you're bringing with the debating between the harsh and the star? Revs just saying, hey, at the hospital, first grandbaby. Hey, congratulations, Rev. Congrats on the grandbaby. Have fun at the hospital. Always a wild time. So excited to hear more about it next week. Hey, Tokyo, I just ordered a new chamois. I like the new color. Next, I'm going to pick up a pink gumball. Hey, Tokyo, thank you so much for buying a new chamois. We have a new chamois colorway, by the way, for anyone just joining us. So this was our last colorway. We had the blue and green. We have 5 more left on the DH Lab website. Links are in the description. We now have a red and blue colorway that just came out. So if you're a bigger fan of red, we have a new red and blue that came out. So make sure to go check that one out. David, I literally got a Scorpion Strike drilled yesterday. If only I waited. I don't think it's on like insane sale. Like I'm seeing it for 130 and I think it was still 130 at a lot of places. So I don't think it's absurdly on sale, but I did see a 125 out there from one of the smaller places. So I think you're still good, David. Still good to buy it now. Wayne subbed in a handicap league and shot 700. Nice. That's awesome. Played inside a fourth arrow with the pure envy, hooking the entire lane and straight up 10 on the other. Just two wildly different lines. Why not? That is awesome. That is cool. Brooke, I'm thinking harsh rockstar, phase AI, attention, and a purple. Harsh rockstar. I like that a lot. I'll have to cut one for spare. That's if I can work enough hours in the next 2 weeks. Well, I really like that. I think that's a really good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you need to cut one, I think the phase AI might be the one to cut, but I don't know. I'd go with whatever one you like the least. Or bring all 6 and then throw them in practice and see what you like best. Yofo, isn't the sonic cleaner they use in pro shops use water in the solution? Sonic cleaner? I don't use that personally. I don't know anything about that. So I am not sure, Yofo. Sorry. Lovely Blue, best website to buy a bowling ball. So I always like to say Bowler Store. Bowler Store is helping me out a ton. They're selling ZVL t-shirts. I like Bowler Store a ton. They're always super quick. They try to get stuff out absurdly quickly. Some of the other good websites you can go to, yeesh, are like Bowler Mart, Bowler X. I like Buddy's Pro Shop a lot. They're really cool. I think those are 3 of the better ones on the market, and then Bowler Store on there too. Paul Kim, for a house shot, would you recommend an Evoke Hysteria or a Ghost for game 1? A Ghost. Jackal Ghost for sure. Gem, what do you think the new Storm Ball is? They posted a teaser this morning. I'm leaning towards everybody else with the Marvel AI. That's what I would assume, but Storm usually announces asymmetrical stuff around this time, so I don't know. It's kind of a 50-50. I'm a little bit torn. Revs, USB-C approved ball list has all the new swag balls. Oh, does it? How many are there? Let me know, Revs. I'm kind of curious. Hoosier, we need some info on what Motive is going to release. They do. They're releasing the Super Clutch. That is their newest ball. They won't have anything else. Motive is very strict in that one bowling ball at a time, and that's that. So it is just that Super Clutch. Gandhi, what's going on, Gandhi? Great to see you. Grumpa, what's the loudest striking ball you've ever heard? What's his name? Is it Devin Flowers? I think it's Devin Flowers. Just him throwing a ball. He's like a Kevin McCune, but a lefty. It's absurd. Smitty, guys, why is no one on Twitch? Twitch is always all over the place. Always all over the place. It's all good. Sea-Lance is chilling over there, though. Sea-Lance is hanging. Is the HK22 Radical Conspiracy discontinued? It is. That ball is Gonski. Big Tyler just got the phase 2 drilled up today. Nice. It was your recommendation for replacing my idol. Could not be happier. Love to hear that. Love to hear that for you. Yeah, no, that is the goat ball. That is the goat. Redneck, I'm getting rid of my urethane. What should I replace it with? If you want another urethane, Purple Hammer. If you don't, you could go like a New Blue or like a Turbo X or something like that. That's similar-ish, but a little more angular. Buff Wolf, my teal ice is coming on Friday. Hey, that'll help. That'll help you get corners. Brooke, don't know about the yellow tank, however the black hammer doesn't hook at all. Yeah, the black hammer goes fairly straight compared to other urethanes. The one, what is a 6-ball arsenal with already having the phase AI and the New Blue? Oof. The one, I'll leave that one to watching some of my videos on 6-ball arsenals to help you out with that. There's a lot of combos that you could do for bowling balls. Yeah, but for what's best, the black hammer, the yellow tank, I'd go black hammer. Yes, oh yeah, we hit that one. Geo, I never thought I'd buy another Supra after the rally, but made me want the clutch. Well, the problem is the clutch is different. Like, I don't want to say that like, oh, it's different because it's better. No, it's different because it has a new core. It has a different core than the rally. So like, it isn't really a Supra. A lot of people said like, well, the Supras have never had the same core. It's like, fair, but is it a Supra then? Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of them using Ion Pro and Ion Max because people get them mixed up. So like Supra, it's like, I liked the Supra GT. I should get the clutch. It's like, well, the different core, different cover. I'd be wary of that. Or if you didn't like it, like don't stay away from it because it has Supra on the side. Gabriel, continuing from my question on my effect, how far left? It's going to depend on the oil, how much oil your place puts out and the friction and all that stuff, but it'll be further left than you are with most other stuff. Let's see. Camtastic, you have a Super GT, Jackal EJ, Storm IQ 78. What is the next ball for my arsenal? Jackal EJ, Supra, and an IQ. I'd go with a smoother ball. Go with something medium and smooth or a symmetrical solid, I think will be the play. Brooke, that's if I can. Oh, yeah, we hit that one from Brooke. Gabriel, we hit that one. All right, I think we're pretty much caught up there. Sweet. Paul, you've seen it all. What's your take on the personality types or vibes of storm bowlers versus motive and hammer loyalists? Like you have to roast or describe each group. Ooh, okay. Motive fans are the most loyal fans you'll ever meet, hands down. The most loyal bowling fans in the world are motive fans, then hammer fans, not Brunswick fans, hammer fans. Motive into hammer are the top two most loyal groups. Storm loyalists or storm bowlers specifically are always like they want the most angular bowling ball in the market is usually where their head's going, which is why they throw storm. This is, massive stereotyping on this one. So apologies in advance. Brunswick ones, no one's really like I've noticed online there's a lot more Brunswick fans, and I don't know if that's because of the price or they like Brunswick. I'm not really sure which. They seem like, I think Brunswick fans are the least like, I don't want to say loyal, but like they're willing to branch out to other companies more. Motive fans, a lot of like hardcore motive fans probably won't branch out that much, which is okay. Same with a lot of hammer or storm fans, but Brunswick fans seem to go kind of all over the place. That's kind of what I've noticed a little more. Robin, I knew I was putting off getting a solid benchmark for a reason. Anger solid, bang bang. Yeah, anger solid looks good. Dan Craig's cooking. What's going on over on YouTube? How you doing? Melts ball most similar to a Rubicon UC2. Ooh, I would have said like a Deviate Mantra. I think Attention Star is going to be the next closest, probably, which isn't the best, but it's close. Grump, I tried yo-yo with suitcase. Seems to corkscrew. Increase speed by 2 miles an hour, but goes straight. Yeah, I would say you're probably, Grumpa, what you're probably doing is getting around the ball when you release it, which adds that more like side rotation. So you're going to want to remember that you have to stay straight up the back of it yet too. So you want to go through the fingers, not around it. Gandhi, releasing 10 balls seemed too much for Brunswick. Do you think it was due to the tariff? Now that the court stayed in, what's your take? I don't know if it was because of that. I think they wanted to have them all at Bowl Expo, I think is their reason. I think they wanted all 10 to be throwable. They wanted to choke the market out, is my guess, at Bowl Expo. They wanted, Motive's going to have the super clutch. Storm, we don't know what they're going to have. They probably won't have a crazy amount. Storm has really slowed down their ball releases lately. Brunswick, I think, wants to just choke out the competition and say, there's 2 of you, there's 1 of you. Well, there's 10 of us. Have fun. That's my guess on why they're doing it. Now, in my opinion, that's going to backfire. Not many people go to Bowl Expo like that. So they're going to have an issue where people just ignore stuff. Snapshot hybrid? Now that ball's getting discontinued in 6 months. Mark my word here. The entity from Ebonite, discontinued within 6 months. Like guaranteed. Like, unless it's really good. I just don't see those doing well. I don't know. It's tough. Grump, I wish CCs would show comparisons, but also throw on 2 lanes. I'm a little surprised more don't, honestly. A little surprised. But we do need to get into that very soon. We're already like 50 minutes in. But we are going to try to keep catching up on comments. We're only about 10 minutes behind now. But remember, if you're new here, make sure to drop a follow or sub. Don't want this to be the last time we see you. And that is the best way to support the channel. That is the greatest way to support the ZVL channel. We are growing at an insane rate thanks to every single one of you. We're able to put out more videos. We're able to put out more up-to-date and more informed videos because of all the support you guys are giving. Huge thank you to every single one of you for watching all of these. It is super fun. I hope I'm helping you guys. You guys are helping me a ton by just letting me talk about bowling all the time and get deep into this sport. So huge thank you to all of you. Otherwise, make sure to drop likes on whatever videos you're on. That helps push it out to other bowlers like you, like us. But let's keep on going. One tip for any content creators out there watching this, thank your fans more. I had that realization a couple days ago watching some content creators. There's a lot of them that just don't thank everybody. And the only reason that we're able to do this is because of you guys. So you guys deserve all the thanks in the world, every single one of you who's watching this. And unfortunately, I don't think enough people say that. Enough people say thanks. So Huge thank you to all of you out there. Let's talk to Jordan. Jordan, would you know anything similar to the old Intense Fire? I think the Equinox is kind of close to the old Intense Fire. DNA coil was smoother than what you had hoped. Yeah, that one should have been close too, I think. Equinox is going to be close to that coil, a little longer, a little sharper. So if you really want that reaction, I would go that. If you want something weaker, I would go like an Attention Star. To Joe, some days, the Baron Mordo of bowling. I don't know who Baron Mordo is. Am I Baron Mordo? A Marvel? Really? Baron Mordo. Why don't I know who you are? Oh, were you in Marvel? No. Yeah, you're a Marvel guy, but Homley has an adversary of Doc Strange. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. James D, best way to curb the bowling ball addiction. Start a bowling jersey addiction. Bowling jersey addiction is a lot cheaper and honestly really fun to get into the colors. I think they're great. Matthew, I just bought an identity. I'm pumped. Hey, congrats to be able to find one of the identities yet. Nice job. They're a little hard to find yet. Retro Hub, I gotta say, I just bowled a 278 with your direct hit. What an amazing ball. I still hate it. It doesn't matter. Every time I throw it, it just doesn't do what I want it to do. It doesn't do what I think it should do, and it just doesn't strike much. D Fish, I just bought some T8 or Tech Up. Is it just me or does it look and smell like Windex? It does kind of smell like Windex. You're right. 100%. Smitty, do you make commissions off the chamois? I don't make commission off of them per se. I mean, I kind of do because then I'm able to receive more chamois to be able to sell. So kind of in a backwards way, I get a little bit of commission. Honestly, not really doing it for that. I just like you guys to have really good chamois. And I think my colorways are some of the best you can find. So yes and no. I don't get direct like $5 per chamois or something, but I do get a little bit of kickback. Dan Craig, what body do you recommend first timer to buy a ball? So what I recommend is starting with something what we call lower end. So it's going to be a cheaper ball, hooks a little bit less. So you're looking at a Hammer Raw or a Storm Tropical Surge. Those are going to be your two options. They each have different colorways. I'd recommend checking those out. Hey, Dave over on TikTok. What's going on? How you doing? Matthew Seibel, what's up? Have you ever thrown the Mesmerize? I have not, but I kind of want to. That ball is really good. It's a super strong ball, but overall it is good. Let's see. I think we're good there. Grumpa, do you have a favorite character in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit? I was always a fan of Legolas. I was always a Legolas fan. Like there was an old Lord of the Rings PS2 video game. I always wanted to play as Legolas 100% of the time. Aragorn was always the easy option. I was never the guy to pick like the good main character, like the top of the top, but yeah, that's mine. And Sealance, thank you so much for the sub over on Twitch. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the subscription. Really appreciate it. Gandhi, who inspired you to start bowling and when do you begin to take it seriously? I didn't really get inspired to by any means at all. I started when I was like, 10, 11, 12, just very, very minorly. When I got to like 15, 16, 17, then I started doing it a little bit more seriously, but still like with one ball and just in league. But then it was when I got out of high school sports is when I really thought like, I need to do something competitive. So let's choose bowling. I have an easy way in for that one. I've already started it. Let's try it out. So no one really inspired me per se. But it was more like my competition, my competitive side that made me take it more seriously. Because for me, like, it's kind of hard. If I do something, I need to be like going all in on it. So my favorite two video games, the weirdest combo are Pokemon and Call of Duty. Pokemon, I've been playing it forever, but I needed to know everything. So now like I know everything about, I don't know anything about the card game, but the video game side, I pride myself on knowing as much as possible. And then even Call of Duty, like when I started getting into it, I got deep, got into like the competitive side and all that. So yeah. I don't think anyone did. I think it's my own personal, like just not wanting to be the best type of thing that helped me there. Gabriel, when's the next Super Mario Mon stream? This weekend. It's going to be either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. It was going to be last weekend, and then I ended up running to a tournament on Saturday to try to to try to get up to snuff for bowling. And so I ended up missing it there. But it will be this weekend. Big Mike, stupid job. I'm almost an hour late. Don't worry, Mike. We haven't even hit all the big discussions yet. I don't think we've hit the big discussions quite yet, but we are going to very soon. Corey, thanks for all you do. Corey, thank you for hanging out. You've been here so often, so thank you, thank you. And what is the point of different bowling balls? If you can sand them to whatever. Great question. The ball shapes. So even if you get two bowling balls that are a solid and a pearl of different kinds, you sand them each to 1,000. No matter what, the pearl ball is going to hook later and be sharper. You cannot change the interior parts of the bowling ball, even if you change the outside. So if you get a ball that's a weak pearl and a strong solid, you put them both to 1,000 grit, the strong solid is still going to hook earlier no matter what. So that part of the ball will always be different. Row BA, I got the pink vibe. Hey, congrats. Yofo, they laid out so much. Jaybird, how do you feel about the Brunswick Vaporize for a game 1 ball? I love the Vaporize. I love the Vaporize. I don't see it as a game 1 ball. I see it more as like a game 2 or 3 ball, though. Camtastic, we hit the one we hit. Who did we miss over here? Oh, I did miss you, T-Dub. What are your thoughts on the Paragon Shadow? I like the Paragon Shadow. I've not thrown it. I don't unfortunately get any bowling balls. I did check just for the giggles. I am the largest bowling creator who does not have a contract or get free bowling balls from anybody. So write that one down. That's like an ESPN stat. Like this player hits 380 when it's raining on the 3rd day of July or something like that. But yeah, I unfortunately have never thrown it. I think it's a really good big ASIM bowling ball, really big, strong, just first ball out of the bag. It's a good choice. It's a really good choice from the Brunswick brands. Let's see. Jordan, have you ever bowled at or near Green Bay? Oh boy, what was that? It truly shows his lack of knowledge. Oh boy, that's gonna be a fun text later. Jordan, have you bowled at or near the Green Bay area? Hoping to find as much info before junior goal. Yes, the lanes hook a lot. They all the lane beds are pretty beat up. So I would expect a lot of friction. Expect a lot of friction out there. Expect a lot of hook no matter what oil pattern they put out. That's probably the best advice I can give you for this one. Pete, what are the weakest ASIMs available? Ion Pro, down that boomerangs. Ooh, it boomerangs. That's interesting. The Ion Pro usually doesn't boomerang much. The next weakest is like an Origin EX, Effect Tour. Deviate Mantra is a weaker one. Those are probably the weakest you'll find. Big Mike, I think people who are Brunswick fans are due to the price. I mean, when you have the cheapest balls in the market, then a lot of people are going to be throwing your stuff. That is so true. That is very, very true. Larry, looking forward to the discontinue list. May find a good ball for the low price. I can only get 1 to 2 every year on a budget. And that's totally fair. That's why we're going to have another copper drop video coming in the next couple of weeks to try to show you guys what the cheaper bowling balls on the market are going to be. Rob D, my center has very low oil and high friction. What do you recommend since you hate the directed? You're going to like a raw or a vibe. You're going to want hustle glow. Those really low end bowling balls are going to be your friend, Rob. Row BA, what do you think will replace the Shock? Nothing. I don't think they're replacing that slot for a while. I think it's going to stay pretty vacant for like 6-ish months. I don't know what they want there, but I don't think we're going to see anything for a minute. Rev, swag balls coming. Black Dragon Pearl, Apex Solid, Judge Pearl, Fusion Hybrid, Craze Hybrid. So... All right, I wanted to look this up before, and I unfortunately ran out of time because I got home really late from work, but Swag is just putting a new cover stock on all their old cores minus those Apexes. Really? I mean, they did have 6 brand new bowling balls come out, so I guess that's fair, but it's just a ton of like just tweaks to the covers. And that was a lot of the Brunswick balls we saw. There aren't many new ones. They're just tweaking cover stocks of old cores. I think there was 2 new cores out of all of them, maybe 1 new core. So like, meh. Mary, I'm going to junior gold. Speed dominant. You have the Duo, the Sub-Zero, the Raw, the Yellow Tank, and a plastic. My highest series is 500. I like that, honestly. I think that Sub-Zero is going to be your best friend for a lot of the patterns. So be ready for that. And then after that, honestly, I think you'll go straight to like your Duo. I think that'll be a good play. Matthew, I have an Arctic Vibe, Black Widow 3.0, and I'm buying an Identity. What do you recommend next? I'm a big Origin fan and a Phase 2 along with Ion Max and Attention Star. Arctic Vibe, Black Widow 3.0, Buying an Identity. I'd honestly go like, I think a weaker Pearl wouldn't be bad. Attention Star is not terrible. I'd avoid an Ion Max. I'd avoid the Origin, could be good. It fits between the Black Widow and the Identity if you need a ball there. But I think something weaker might be a better play for you, Matthew. All right, we are almost caught up here. Han, love the copper drop. Hey, thank you, Han. G. Brian, I'm a ball and a budget guy. Absolutely. Expect that. Don't many see you guys throwing the level. Yeah, it's definitely going to go on sale soon. Expect that. But no, I totally get balling on a budget for bowling. It gets expensive. Lethal Venom is very smooth for Red Bull. Yeah, Lethal Venom's another weaker ASIM ball. Absolutely. Scott Ogden thinking hammer solid to go with the strike. Yes, absolutely. That's a good one too. The one-off base doesn't have sport patterns in their machine and won't put any on there for Chico. That's unfortunate. Smitty, what's your favorite COD of all time? Black Ops 3. 100% Black Ops 3. That's my baby. That is my baby. Big Mike, Pokemon and Call of Duty being our two biggest video games you play isn't weird. Two of the largest franchise. Yeah, true. Absolutely. And that's a big reason. But yeah, there is very different genres at the end of the day, which is funny. All right, here we go. Let's, we are going to take now to actually talk about one big thing I wanted to hit on in this video. So for anybody who saw, there's been a lot of content creators lately coming out with videos of like, this is why we're getting burnt out. This is why we're wanting to quit, so on and so on and so on. They all have different vibes to them. Bowler's Paradise, Lewis Napolis, Luke Rosdahl, all of them made videos in this similar light. Now, I want to break a few myths of content creation. I don't know how many people truly know the behind the scenes of these videos. So I want to talk about mine. And I want to talk about kind of the content creator life for just a quick second, is where I respect what these guys are saying. They're getting burnt. There's a lot of bowling balls coming out and they're getting overwhelmed by how many bowling balls there are. Now, that's the tough thing, is bowling companies don't really help content creators because content creators are so new to the space. Very, very tough. You don't see that many bowling ball review people because also a lot of people don't get the bowling balls early by any means. Like there's a handful, but they're not many. And then it's very hard for an individual to keep track of all the bowling balls coming out. I feel like I'm one of the very unique unicorns in the space that actually knows something about every single one of those 116 bowling balls on the market right now. You name me any bowling ball on the market, I will definitely have a good thing or bad thing to tell you about it. I'll be able to tell you what kind of ball it is, what it does, things like that. There's very few people that do that. And if you throw all those at somebody and they don't understand the specs of the ball, it makes it very tough. Like if you throw a pink vibe at somebody at a ball reviewer and they don't understand the RG, the diff, what it's supposed to do and what it's meant for, they're not going to be the best at talking about it, which is unfortunate. So going back to it, is content creation the hardest thing in the world? No, it's not. For context, my videos take usually about from start to finish. If one video, probably 2 hours, probably 2 hours total from starting the recording to posting it to YouTube is about 2 hours. Now, I do very different content. I do these like sit down discussions. I don't go on the lanes that often. My one on the lanes or my two on the lanes videos I did, I think it was like 3 hours and 4 hours, I think was the timing for both of them. The 4 hours was because I messed up my editing. I royally screwed it up and had to reset it. It was about 4.5 hours. So it's not as hard as some people make it seem at the end of the day. Some people it 100% is. Like, it is a lot more time. They want it to be really, really, really good for quality. But to be able to get the ball out there, to be able to just discuss it and show it and compare it, isn't the like, you can really make things efficient. And it really depends on how efficient you are in this game. So that's one of the toughest pieces. Ralphie, Bowler's Paradise, where Megamind had a bad attitude, burned out. Yeah, that's a fair point. Let's see oh, we didn't have any more comments there. Definitely got my eyes on 4. Okay. We'll hit those in just a second, but yeah, wanted to hit on them. Now, are these guys going to quit? I mean, it depends. We don't make much money at the end of the day. I make probably more money than a lot of the content creators out there because my channel's blowing up more. But we don't make much. Like I can't quit my 40-hour-a-week job. None of these other guys can. We're not the Mr. Beasts or things like that who actually can make a living off of this. So that's one of the tough pieces of it at the end of the day, is that that side of it, people will look at the monetization side. Now, if you're going into content creation to make money, it's not going to work. It's not a good play, not a good idea. If you go into it for the fun to try to help bowlers out, all that stuff, totally worth it every time, no matter what that dollar amount is. Now, you don't want your time and money or time and energy going into just something that isn't giving you compensation, but like, it's kind of why I started. I didn't realize there was actually that much money in this thing, because the goal is to try to help the bowling community. So it's very interesting discussions happening of getting burnt out and getting away from bowling. And these are a lot of people who've been doing it for many, many years. I haven't been doing it that long. I've been bowling for a long time, but I haven't been doing content creation that long. So I'm not burnt out. I don't see myself getting burnt out very soon, but I think that's yeah, that it's an interesting conversation. I love seeing the content creators kind of come out and discuss the insides of their minds, because that's something we've missed for a while. But yeah, it's very interesting to see all of them coming out with some similar things. So I would love to see bowling ball companies help out content creators a little bit, help them make these ball reviews, because the ball companies just kind of, for anyone who gets the balls free, they're like, here you go, have fun and make a video for me. We're not going to give you much help after that. So I would love a little more kind of helpfulness there, because a lot of content creators are trying to sell bowling balls. That's one of the hardest parts with Luke's video that he went into. Is I feel like content creators, there are some out there who see their value as trying to appease the bowling ball company that's sending them stuff. Like if someone sends you a free thing, you don't want to not have anybody like it. You don't want to say this thing sucks and get 0 sales. That makes it look bad. You're not going to get that stuff anymore. So that was a very much word vomit, word dump. Had a lot of thoughts on all those videos going out. So if you want to talk about that more, let me know. I wanted to get my little piece out there instead of making a full live video for it, because I didn't want to make a full video just going into that piece of it. But if you want to talk more about it, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, we have a lot of other Q&A comments to get into. I do want to hit on Don's. In my opinion, ZVL is one of the best things that's happened to bowling since I've been watching. Thank you so much, Don. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate that. That's kind of the goal here. G. Bryant, Bowler's Paradise, was not a fan of the direct hit, which was a surprise how he responded to the ball. That's one of the tough things. Even though most content creators aren't tied to one company, they still are going to be very positive. And there isn't really a true garbage bowling ball. Like this ball won't work for anybody. No, a bowling ball is really judged by how versatile it is, how many people actually it rolls well for, how many different bowling styles can use it. And the direct hit, in my opinion, can be used for a very, very tiny amount of bowler styles. That's why it's hot garbage. That's why I made my video on it. And why I think it's one of the worst balls of the year. The hype counted 114 bowling balls he has. That's insane. That is so many bowling balls. Oh, that's crazy. That is such a crazy amount. All right, let's catch up on a couple more comments there after the little bit of a word vomit. Bowling Milk, first pick of the NBA draft happening. Love to see that. I wonder who that's going to be. Could be anyone. Back after 10. I'm struggling to keep up, but I'm not giving up. It's tough. It is tough. There is a lot going on, but there's a lot of bowling balls. A lot of bowling balls. You got to have a spreadsheet. You got to have a spreadsheet for it. That's what I have. Steven, how's the Storm Sherlock? I love the Sherlock. It does die out pretty quick. That's something to be aware of. That ball does kind of get smooth and kind of puke out a little quickly, but it is a good ball. I loved my Sherlock with a passion. Brooke, whichever I don't get, I'll bring the Piranha or Subline to have somewhat similar. Okay, there you go. I like that. Dub. Vibe Bubblegum, a good step up from plastic. It is actually. It's going to be a little more hooked than you expect, but yeah, I think it'll be good there. Bowling Milk. Have you heard of this ball called the Radical Torpedo Direct Hit? So bad. It's still in my garage. It has not cracked yet, but it's still in the garage, just waiting for that day where I come down there and there's just a nice little crack around the thing. I will not be upset if that happens. Ralphie, Bowler's Paradise. Oh, yeah, we hit that one. Jonas, got a question about my bag. I have a Crimson Jackal, Phase 2, Venom Shock, Purple Tank. Do I have gaps? Yeah, I think you have a gap below the Crimson Jackal for a shiny ball. Primal Rage would be good. Hyper Venom or that new Supra could be good too. All right, let's catch up over on YouTube, though. We got a lot going on YouTube. Let me know if I missed any of your stuff. Please repeat the comment below if I missed it. I'm going to start with Grumpa's. Snapshot, OG Theorem, or New Blue for Summer League. I would go OG Theorem. I think the OG Theorem would be better, especially on the left side, Grumpa. I think that Snapshot will be too angular. Mary, also, do the lanes in Green Bay slide a lot? No. Well, no, because it's probably going to be pretty humid next week, is my guess. So no, if it's going to be humid in the Midwest, they're not going to slide much. So I would be ready for that over the other. Yofo, they laid out enough oil on the lanes to indict P. Diddy for life. Why is there always a Diddy joke every stream? I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's awesome. Gabriel, what is the best Yu-Gi-Oh series? Oh, GX by far. Matthew, what's a good weaker ball then? Matthew, I would say, what was the first one you said? Oh, Arctic Vibe, Black Widow. So if you want something weaker than the Arctic, I'd recommend that new pink vibe. Otherwise, like a Hustle Glow will be a good play too. James D, I'm going to put some surface on the Max Thrill. What grit do you suggest? Yeah, I would try 2 or 3,000. I'd go a soft 2,000 or a hard 3,000. Try that out. Big Mike, do you think the Theorem Solid is a strong smooth ball? I don't think so. I think it's going to be medium smooth. I see the Theorem Solid as a little too weak to be in that big ASIM category, that strong category. That's my guess, at least. Grumpa, best ball to drill to go with the Hazmat Pearl for Summoner League. Stealth Solid, Troublemaker Solid, Theorem, Snapshot, and New Blue. I think to pair with it, you're going to want the Stealth Solid or the Troublemaker Pearl. Troublemaker Pearl is a little weaker. It's going to be a little closer to your big time. But the Stealth Solid is going to be pretty strong. It's going to be kind of more similar to the Effect Tour you have. Because I think you have one of those, right? Def Sound Guy. I just picked up the GB5 Pearl Money. It's so good. It's such a good ball that got so overlooked. Don't overlook that ball, everybody. Do not overlook it. Steve just picked up Level is on sale at Bowling World for $150 already. There you go. Bowling World's a really good place to buy bowling balls too. Brandon M, would the Max Thrill Hybrid be too close to the Hustle Rip? Looking at a weaker ball. No, it's not going to be very similar. It's going to be much earlier. Tarzan the Great. Out of the 10 balls announced, I've got my eyes on 4 of them. Theorem Solid, Pulse, and then Entity or Severe Collision. I am a little surprised. I didn't think anybody liked that Pulse. I know there's a lot of historical value there, but I didn't expect many people to like really be crazy over the Pulse. I thought that one would get overlooked also because I keep forgetting about it too. But I'm not a bowling historian. I wasn't bowling when the Pulse was around, the OG. So if you like that one, that's awesome. G. Brian, I think they put those out to boost the algorithms. Other than Bowler's Paradise, I think guys are just venting for a purpose, but that's my opinion. You know, it does work. It does work. That is one of the biggest things with content creation is anger and upset brings in as many viewers as happiness, but it doesn't bring them in for long periods of time. So yeah, that's why we stay positive over here. We try to stay positive over here. Chico, I usually try to live stream on TikTok and then edit the recording for later TikTok. There you go. No, that's honestly a good play. I like doing that too. Just knocking live streams down, just finding little clips of them. David, I wish there was a cover stock code standardization. I do too. I wish. Oh, that is my least favorite thing because cover stocks are a mystery, complete mystery. Cores, you got numbers. You can be analytical. Covers, I don't know. What's the HK22C versus C+? I don't know. Who knows? Ego, tips to get better motion two-handed. Having issues getting my hand under the ball. Hips out of the way, and then also getting your shoulders to open. Getting your shoulders to open is a really, really important one, in my opinion. Mary, I have a question for Junior Go. Oh, we hit that one. Big Mike, the Hype should be a sponsor of a local high school bowling team. Honestly, that would be the best place to put those. Be the best place to put those. Casey, what's going on? How important do you think a good pair of shoes is? I think if you just started bowling, highly recommend because house shoes are disgusting. Once you get a little deeper, like get into tournaments, I think a shoe with interchangeable soles is very, very important. But if you don't bowl tournaments, if you just bowl house, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I think it's still important because the last thing you want is bad footwork or like, to be sliding or sticking too much and hurt yourself. Because bad shoes can hurt you fairly quickly, and you don't want that. That is the last thing you want. That is the worst thing that can happen for a bowler. Gabriel, I feel like season 2 of 5Ds is mid. It kind of was. It was slow. I don't know where I ended there. I think I was in season 3. Kylie, is the level a weaker ball, or if no, or not? It's so confusing because I thought it was supposed to hook early. It is what it's so weird because it's like it kind of is what you want it to be. The level, if you sand it a bunch, does want to hook a little earlier. But if you keep it at like 2,000 grit, 3,000 grit, shiny, it's going to hook super, super late. So the surface really matters on that level. It can do a lot of different things, but the surface has to match what you want it to do. Very, very tough in that regard. Let's see. Don, where can I get a schedule of Bowlers Expo? I think if you just Google Bowl Expo. So it's just Bowl Expo, not Bowlers Expo. Yeah. International Bowl Expo is where you'll find it. They have a general info. They have the trade show. They have their sponsors, the hotel, all that jazz. Let's see. Jaybird, I was hurt when Bowler's Paradise because we bowl similar and his analysis was unmatched. He was so good at that. Yeah, and it's very unfortunate to see him being done, but I know he put a lot of time into his videos. A lot of these guys do put so much time into videos, which is awesome, but I personally don't know if you need to. I think if you're a Mr. Beast, if you're a Darren Tang at this point, if you're a Brad and Kyle, you need to put in that time to make the video look spotless. But for a general ball review from a non-staffed bowler, whole different story. Your knowledge outweighs how the video looks. So that's something, if you're jumping into content creation, that will get you much further. Making the video look good will not get you as far as understanding what you're talking about and being knowledgeable and helpful. Just making a pretty video it won't help. I know there's a couple of creators, one creator who's going like deep. He's a very new guy. He was getting deep into like how the videos look. And I know there's another one who's getting into a media side, and like that's cool, but it's got to be like it's going to take so much more time. Editing takes so much more time if you try to make it look amazing. Let's see. G Bryant, torpedo direct hit ball of the year. I will, no, close, maybe like top 130, maybe a top 140. Larry, do you think the Arctic Vibe and the bubblegum will be a 1-2 punch? Personally, I don't think so. I think the Arctic is still too late of a hooking bowling ball for it to be a 1-2 combo. I think they're too close together. I would rather not have two vibes. I would not recommend it. I don't think they'll pair well together, but they're going to be close together, and you don't really want close together. Jordan, would an ultimate wrecker be enough to fit a medium sharp, or should I buy an OG Zen? Don't buy an OG Zen, or bring an OG Zen. Okay, I was going to say, don't buy one because they're like $400 right now. I think the ultimate wrecker could be good as a later medium and sharp ball. Noted. What should my next purchase be? I have a Vibo, Rockstar, Theorem, Axe, and Raw Hammer. I would go like maybe a weaker solid ball. Weaker solid or weaker pearl, whichever one you think you need. Do you need a ball below the Rockstar, or do you need a ball below the Theorem? Which one? And then I would recommend something there. Smitty, does SPI have any pink bowling balls? They have the Ion Max, and that's it, and that only has a little bit of pink. Mary, could you please make a 3-ball bowling bag with your logo? With my logo? What do you mean, like the colors of my logo? Or what do you mean by that, Mary? Let me know. Chico, if I'm being honest, I wish I would have taken my Abyss down to 2,000, 1,000. Yeah, no, absolutely. The purple solid reactive up 10 to 5 on double singles was money. Yes, that was the play on that pattern. Bruce, I just got the attention star, and every time I throw it, it hooks too much. Any tips? Yeah, Bruce, the big one is I would recommend moving left. That ball does hook a lot. So you want to move a little bit further left. You're going to need some more angle on it. Let's see. Derek, that new deviate severe collision looks interesting. It or looks nasty good. I'm excited for it. The collisions are always good. But it is a hybrid. So it's another hybrid ASIM, and there's a lot of them, which is tough. So I hope it's different enough than the other bowling balls that are on the Brunswick lineup for it to actually get some love. Luke, Junior Gold, Hyperdrive, Vibo, Blue Tundra, Black Hammer, and Spare. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, actually, no, I do like that, Luke. I do like that for you. Jumpman, plus you save money on shoe rental. True. So buy your own shoes. Ego, we hit that one. Gandhi, I'd love to see content creators grow with support from ball companies, but sponsored videos can sometimes feel biased. I'm not sure, but if PBA players back these creators, I could see impact. The hard thing is every PBA guy is on staff with somebody. JR was kind of the one who broke through as a phenomenal bowler who did throw everything. That's why he grew really quickly. And he pretty much stopped posting and went into like creating bowling training stuff, which is cool, but 3D printing training stuff. But that was pretty cool to see really good bowlers who can do that. Now, one of the biggest arguments is like, I don't throw it like a pro. I don't throw it like that. In my opinion, you can still get a lot from those reviews, and it's very hard to get like 3 different types of styles. I don't know if that helps that much. It's very hard to find 3 people who get a bowling ball early, because the biggest thing with bowling balls is after 30 days, the bowling ball sales plummet. Like the first 30 days are when a ball is going to sell most of its units. So you need a post early. So it's a very hard spot to be in. I partially, luckily, don't have to deal with that because I don't get the stuff, so I don't throw it early. It's just not worth it to buy all this stuff and make a review a day before release, because all these other big names already have reviews out. Like the Bubblegum Vibe, I can only get in 2.5 weeks. But yeah, I would love to see a little more backing, because there really isn't a storm like ball reviewer right now. Like D-Tang at times will have a review come out earlier on time. Brad and Kyle are very spotty with their reviews, and they sometimes aren't the greatest with them. Yeah, that's really all the storm ones. Brunswick, of course, has Brunsnick. Yeah, if you like him or hate him, for the ball reviews, you know what you're getting. Then that's about it for kind of like the sponsor ones. Motive doesn't really have a guy right now. I feel like Theo from Rex is the closest they have. So kind of interesting, Smitty, what do you use to edit? I use a free software called Shotcut. Shotcut is completely free. I do not pay a dime for my editing software. It's not great. It's a little clunky, little buggy, but it works. It works pretty well. Every video you see is through that, and then Canva. Canva is the other goat. Nodiad, I'm fully butchering your name. Apologies. What should my next purchase be? Oh, we talked about you. My bad. Tarzan, the Pulse looks like an amazing lefty ball. Honestly, that's a good point. It does look like a good lefty ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see a ton of lefties throw it on tour. I mean, as long as they don't have a black hammer in their hand, agreed. I think that could be actually a really good one. Because I think it pairs well with an Effect Tour would be the play. Like Effect Tour into a Pulse might not be bad for a lefty. Gandhi, what about local shops? With so many new releases, how are they managing all of them? Do you think they're struggling to sell older balls? Yes, absolutely. I think they're putting a lot of balls on sale. But pro shops don't really keep up with a lot. I mean, the really good ones keep up with all the new balls, but a lot of them like kind of go more specifically towards a certain brand. Like they really specialize in one brand and they can sell others. But I think if the product is there, people are more likely to purchase it. If you have a couple, I know just from my experience, people will rather buy the ball on the shelf to get it that day compared to wait a week to get the ball to come in. Just how it is. So if you have the ball on the shelf, I think people are more inclined to grab it, more inclined to buy it, except for the more hardcore bowlers who are like, I want to purchase this brand new one. So that's what I kind of see from it. Chico, at Nationals day 1, I had an 11 slide on. I couldn't stop fouling. Oh, no, I'm sorry for that. I had to buy an 8 for day 2. Ooh, I'm really sorry for that. Ego, anyone got the hookup for getting one of those Brunswick pool bowling house balls? Want to get one as a spare ball. Brunswick pool bowling house balls. I've never, oh, those guys. Talk to your pro shop, honestly. They will, or your bowling center also. One of them can purchase them for hopefully cheaper, but. Mary, I'm thinking of making a bowling channel. What would be your tips? Yeah, biggest tips are consistency is a really good one. Stay consistent. Have a game plan going into it. What is your niche going to be for creation? Like, do you want to specialize in coaching? Do you want to specialize in live streaming? Do you want to specialize in live streaming in league or fun, entertainment? What do you really want to focus on? Because if you look at a lot of the bigger names, a lot of them are, they specialize in one category or another. So I'd recommend trying to, what is your favorite thing to talk about? What is your favorite thing to do in bowling? And then focus on that. Hey, Hayden, what's going on over on TikTok? What's the new storm ball? They sell them on the website, I think. What's the new storm ball? Marvel Pearl, maybe. It's purple and red. We know that. I think we're going to find out probably early next week. I don't think they're going to do a Friday one because Bowl Expo is already starting next week. So I would assume Marvel Pearl-ish bowling ball, somewhere around there would probably be the play. But that's a pretty boring answer because that's what everybody's thinking, but the colors make sense. Ego, we hit. Mary, we hit. Steve, is Bowl Expo open to the public? Some events and some days are, yes. I don't know what, though. I know very little about Bowl Expo, unfortunately. Balrog, what ball is close to low flare? The closest one right now, Scorpion low flare. Troublemaker solid. I think it's going to be the closest one we've got right now. There isn't much close to low flare. It's very, very unique. Very unique ball. All right, let's catch up over here. Reed Racing, thoughts on throwing the purple hammer on house pattern? Oh boy, not a fan. I don't think you need to throw urethane. I think I had a couple of videos already come out about this on TikTok, and I had some upset people, which is totally fair. I feel like urethane on a house shot does the opposite of what a house shot is trying to do. Yes, you have room, but you really have room with every ball in the bag on a house shot. That's the goal of a house shot. So I think people are using that and then, having those bad stories where like game 1, I do great. Game 2, I still do fine. Game 3, it goes down. And that's because you're throwing urethane, because the ball reaction just hits down lane oil and just stops hooking. So a weak and smooth ball would probably be better and a little cheaper, but a little bit better. And then you can move deeper on the lane and still be fine. Urethane generally isn't supposed to like angle. I know the purple hammer is a little bit of a, unicorn in that sense, but they're not supposed to. TJ, you have the Black Widow Mania Stealth Mode Ocean vibe. We'll be buying a Paragon Shadow and may not be able to get the strike in time. Nah, I think I think you'll be able to find a lot of them online for a while. Replacement for the strike right now, like Crown Victory, probably that Kuda Pearl, Hazmat Pearl to a certain degree, I think also fits there. So I think all of those. Wayne, I'm anxiously awaiting the direct hit solid. I don't think they even say that direct hit is a pearl. I think they just say it's a low friction cover. I don't think it is a pearl. It's technically just plastic. Nah, I don't know if the OG torpedo did well enough to actually warrant a new torpedo coming out. Not really sure, though. I just never see that ball thrown. Jack, 420 revs with the thumb, 400 without. It seems to me one-handers are the cheaters. Oh, that was one of EJ's best quotes was, I think I'm the only guy in the world who has a higher rev rate one-handed than two-handed, because his two-handed game is dog water. So bad. Oh, Mary, the colors. I mean, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. A 3-ball arsenal with my colors. I don't hate that. I do not hate that idea at all. Jay Bird, do you also think that content creators would suffer if the equipment wasn't being pumped out at this speed? Yeah. Yeah, I think they would. Now, the reason is I don't think we can blame anybody for the balls being put out so quickly. Now, the reason I say that is the bowling ball companies are a company at the end of the day. They need to sell product to make money. Their goal is to stay in business. Their goal is to do well, to thrive as a company, pay their employees, be able to make great bowling balls, put time into research and development, et cetera, et cetera. So they found that this process of just pumping out bowling balls works better than pumping out 1 ball every 2 months or 2 balls every 2 months. It's so much easier to make money. which is good. That is the way that they can stay in business. We don't need another Ebonite situation. When Ebonite went bankrupt, that was terrifying for the bowling industry. That was one of the four major bowling ball manufacturers that just poof, gone. So we need to avoid that. So I don't want to blame the ball companies for putting out so many balls, because they need to be able to stay in business, to be able to make these new bowling balls. Content creators have it tough because there's so many and they feel like they need to review all of them, which is totally true. That is how you are able to grow as a creator, get views, get subscribers, is to put out these ball reviews. Now, is a mediocre ball review, 3 mediocre ball reviews, better than 1 really good ball review and not covering all the balls? Maybe. It kind of depends. You kind of got to do what bowlers want, though. So it's kind of tough. I don't know. I'm waiting for the day that there's somebody that really gets into the game and absolutely aces it with the brand new releases. I think the hype is doing a fantastic job at it. Charles is probably the GOAT right now for being able to actually get out these ball reviews in timely fashion and continuously be able to pump out these videos, because it's tough. It's very tough, but he's able to do it really well. He's about the only one right now who actually does that. So I think if there's less, you'd have more people making them, but I don't think you'd have more detailed ball reviews. Larry, on my way to league, had a 640, looking for the same or better. Nice. Good luck, Larry. Good luck. Smitty, Pink Widow, Ion Max, Hypervenom, and Bubblegum Vibe. Doesn't sound like a bad arsenal. Not really. Those are the only pink balls on the market, aren't they? I think there might be a Tropical Surge. If you want to get really technical, that would work too. Let's catch up over here. Square Pushers. How do you feel about the Phase 3? I like it. I liked mine early on. It kind of puked out on me a little quicker than I hoped. I still have one, but it's very smooth, which is a little disappointing. Isaac, does 14 pound and 15 pound make a big difference? It changes the core and it makes you throw it a little faster or with a little more revs if you throw 14. Otherwise, hitting, like how it goes through the pins, not enough of a noticeable difference. I think if you need to throw 14, throw 14. Otherwise, 15 is still okay too. Not Choppa, Phase AI, Tropical Surge, Iron Forge, Spare. Looking for a new ball. I definitely recommend a solid ball. A weaker solid ball like a Turbo X, Venom Shock, like a IQ Tour, something like that could be good for you. Jonas Stewart, thoughts on the OG Gem? Amazing, amazing bowling ball. Likes to play a little straighter, but one of the better ASIMs of the last couple of years. Gabriel, if you were a main character of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, what deck would you use? Oh, Jaden's, by far. The Elemental Hero decks, awesome. Absolute fire. Vic Posa, I'm waiting for the banned ball arsenal video. It's just, we would have like, what, the Jackal, the OG Jackal from Motive that almost put him out of business. We would have all the Storm ones and then the old Purple Hammer. And that's it. That would be awesome. Bowling Milk, Con Knipple just selected 4th. I don't know who that is that well. I'll have to look up the draft. I didn't pay much attention to college this year, unfortunately. Chico, I ended up meeting Ryan Barnes. Nice. He bowled in your double single set. That's awesome. He probably took everybody's bracket money, though. Big Mike, I think if you're reviewing every single ball that comes out, then you'll burn out fast due to the amount of balls that release every year. It is almost nonstop, and there's a lot of balls, about 100 every year that get released. And you do need to make other videos as a bowling person. Like, you can't just make only reviews. But yeah, it is a little tougher. I think it's doable. I think there is somebody who is going to be able to ace it on every ball review. I don't know who, but they're going to ace it. And I am excited to see it. I wish it could be me. That would be awesome. But alas, 40-hour-a-week job, and I don't get any bowling balls. I don't want any by any means. I'm not looking for a staff contract ever, but for bowling balls. But yeah. Grumpa. Sorry, I meant to type solid, not pro, and ask about the summer league. It's a Troublemaker solid versus stealth solid. I like Troublemaker solid or stealth solid. Both are going to be great choices. Nodiated. Is it nodiated? What is a good ball under the Theorem and a ball under the Rockstar? Under the Theorem, Scorpion Strike or a Crown Victory. Under the Rockstar, probably an Ion Pro. Ion Pro, Turbo X, Venom Shock, something like that. Jaybird, I feel like they're in a box because they grew from ball reviews, where you came on the intellectual science side of content creation, where you can grow into ball reviews. Yeah, they absolutely are. Yeah, it's very tough to get out of that ball. I mean, people have been doing ball reviews for 15 years on YouTube, 10 years on YouTube, and they all did it very similar. You know, you always have the stereotypical, like, the typical line of a ball reviewer of like, this ball hooks in the mid lanes in the right spot and then hits the pins with a lot of force and goes through them hard. And it's like, I mean, the hard thing was a ball review. It is tough to do. It is tough to be on the lane talking about what's happening, or afterwards discuss what's happening on the lane. But the thing is, a lot of something kind of behind the scenes for you guys, a lot of staff or contracts have incentives for making ball videos. Now, sometimes they used to not matter as much how many views you got, but if you made videos, you got a little boost. So yeah, that was why so many people did it. And that's why there is a pretty much like a way to do ball reviews. I feel like there are other ways, though. There's got to be. I've been trying to think about that for a while. What is another way to do ball reviews? But I can't think of much. I've been trying. Brett, Sean Rash isn't on staff. He's not. He could. He's not a big internet guy, though. Sean Rash is not a big internet dude, but he could be one that does it. Not like Sean Rash is a great brand rep. Oh, poor Sean. But nah, he kind of put a lot on himself, but poor Sean. NT, one-handed lefty with your thumb. Would adding the OG theorem be a good add? S2 hazmat solid strike. It would be weaker and sharper than your S2, but earlier than your strike. If that's what you're looking for, NT, that could work really well. Let's see. Vic, I just got the Storm Typhoon. It's kind of like a back of the end ball. Yeah, it's going to be very late, a little bit sharper. It is much later than I thought, too. Let's see. Choppa, I know I'm backtracking, but would you do Equinox, S2, or Origin for two-hander? S2. S2 or Equinox. I think Origin's a little too strong. Bowling Milk, ZVL should get an Infinity Quest merely because it sounds like something from a video game. I am low-key thinking about the Infinity Quest only because I just put holes in that Beyond Infinity that I got from a mystery box. That's the only reason. I like the idea of the of matching it to, because it sounds like a video game. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. David Jones, I didn't see who asked about the 3-ball bag. They could buy a bag with similar colors to one of your chamois, then buy a few of your chamois and have them sewn on like patches. Ooh, that's a cool idea. I've never thought of that, David. Huh. It's not a bad idea. I'll think about that one. James, I like Tamer's reviews because he shows 3 styles. Tamer is one of the OGs. They were great. They were great ball reviewers in that way. I loved what they did. They were arguably one of the first that truly stuck with it. Them and Luke Rosdahl are really the two that like started it and just kept it going in a really good fashion. So love those guys. Yeah, and it was a cool idea to see all the different styles, and you could kind of pick and choose which one you like. Jordan Shepard, your 5, Wicked Collision, Summit Ascent, Purple Slammer, Ultimate Wrecker, and a spare ball. As long as you have something sanded, is the big one. You need something sanded. You don't want 3 shiny balls. So make sure they're sanded, or at least one of them is sanded pretty well, and you'll be good. Mary, also, I know that Storm makes bowling ball smell, but does the Duo Rotogrip have a smell? It does. I don't know what it is, though, off the top of my head. Let me look. The Duo, the good old Duo, does it? Oh, no, it's Rotogrip. Duh. It does not, actually. It's Rotogrip. So only Storm bowling balls do. Rotogrip and 900 Global, unfortunately, do not. Unfortunately, do not. Big Mike, this is a serious question. Should I be afraid of Deviate, Radical, and C300? They don't seem to be very popular, and a lot of bad reviews from multiple people with different styles. So Deviate's different, in my opinion, than the other two. Deviate is actually putting out really good products lately. They have done really well. They are one of the better Brunswick brands, in my opinion. I think they have some cool stuff. It's a lot more angular stuff. Deviate is really going towards the angular bowling balls. I mean, they have the Hater. The Heckler was a little more angular for being smoother. They have the Mantra. They have the Dark Side. They have a lot of shiny stuff. So I think they're good. I like my Dark Side a lot. I like a lot of the stuff they're putting out. Chill Pearl was garbage, but that was a couple years ago at this point. Radical has been interesting. A lot of their bowling balls are fairly similar and they just aren't catching on. They haven't really made anything new that's really, really good. Now, the Guru looks really cool. The Guru series was a great one to bring back. I think Radical has some good history that they can bring back to bowling balls, but I don't know. I don't know if they're not selling well or what it is. I know they don't like keeping bowling balls in production very long. And I know they had their best year ever in like 2024 or something, but they're kind of tough. I'm a little more hesitant toward Radical. Columbia 300 they're so interesting. I don't know. Their bowling balls are all they're doing the remake thing, which is cool. And some people like a lot of their remake stuff. They roll okay, they roll fine, but they're not wow bowling balls. They're not like out of this world. This is a ball I need. It is not like a Brunswick Vaporize. It's not like a Scorpion Strike. It's not like a GB5 or a Mesmerize or a Criterion. They don't really, Columbia doesn't make those balls. The Atlas Hybrid was probably the last one that was like that. And that one was low key good. It was a sleeper ball. So I don't know if you should be like afraid of them per se. I would avoid them though until there's one that really pops off and you hear a lot of people say, wow, I need that ball. Let's check that quick. Ooh, is that when I started to go on? Probably. All right. Let's see. Yep, you guys are talking a little bit. Okay. Jaybird, true, and I get that, but think about if you're a motive staffer, they release one ball every 2 to 3 months. Now you got to be creative and keep your channel going and growing. That is a hard thing too. A lot of bowling channels, they only make ball reviews. So what do you do if there aren't any? I don't know. That's where I'm one of the few channels who branches out to all these other areas. I know there's a couple other guys that try it, but there aren't many that do that. So in that case, being on B7 staff would be the better ball review jobs as they have 7 brands. But the issue is, so I'm going to open this up to you guys too. Something interesting. I pay attention to analytics a lot. I'm a numbers nerd at the end of the day. Now on my videos, this is mainly TikTok and Insta. The Storm bowling balls generate 1.5 to 2 times the views of Brunswick bowling balls that are coming out. Motive is either no views or a lot of views. There's no in between for Motive. Storm is always high. Brunswick is always kind of hovering middle to low. So that is something to keep in mind. That is something to keep in mind. So if you're a Brunswick specific ball reviewer, and it's also very tough to break into that space because Brunswick, he posts all the videos super early before a lot of other people get all the bowling balls. At least he used to. I don't know if he does anymore. So it's hard to be the first, and being the first is usually best in the bowling world. So yeah, that one, it's kind of a hit or miss thing. It's kind of a not high risk, high reward, but like there's a lot of pros and cons to each side. Anyways, Matthew, do I have to slide to be good? Your knee would appreciate it if you did slide. Now, if you don't slide, you will probably run into knee issues or back issues in the future. That's one big worry spot for bowlers. Like, it probably feels fine for a little bit, but there's so much energy going towards the lanes that if you just stop, you're gonna blow out something in your body eventually. I know there's a lot of guys in the Minnesota area, or a couple of guys in the Minnesota area I know, who have really started feeling the pain of sticking or not sliding for so long. All right, let's Brooke, the purple pin one is not banned. Correct. Yes, the purple pin one is good. The green pin one is also good. It's the old green pin ones that are bad. Right? That's what mine is. I have an old one. It's super soft. I will fully admit that. It got so soft. I go, if the ball is plastic, does it really matter what I get, or just focus on plastic? Just focus on plastic. T-zone, white dot, pick your favorite color is really it. Ice, one of those. Big Mike, I think the new ball is Storm Phase 2 AI. AI solid. It's red and blue. I thought it was more purple. I think it's more purple and red. But I don't know. That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad. Sea Lance, well, me and EJ, I cut my rev rate in half if I tried two-handed. That's awesome. I love that. Chico, so with the urethane on a house shot topic, I'll do it at the office base house, but wouldn't even consider it on base. Off base, I start with the new hypervenom. Yeah, and it depends. Some places it does work, but more times than not, it's not the best idea. Gandhi, direct hit for the DNA. Which would you choose? I choose the DNA. I can actually strike with the DNA. It's a little more versatile. Dawn, new balls are exciting. I maybe get the bubblegum one. The color is fire. The color is absolutely fire. And that's the thing. Always remember that you don't need to get every bowling ball. Like, bowling ball companies are a company at the end of the day. They want to sell you stuff, as every company in the world does. Mountain Dew wanted to sell me this Kickstart because it made them money. That's how it works. Welcome to capitalism. But so you don't have to buy everything, which is good. Chico, I like to control my reaction angles, stay in the same zone. Which, yeah, and that's why a lot of people do like the urethane. They like to stay with a similar reaction in a similar part of the lane. I always like to try to branch out, see what you try different parts of the lane, try different reactive balls, because that is a tool that's a little more usable in other areas of bowling. Because you don't want to become a one-trick pony. That's the biggest thing you want to avoid in bowling, or really anything. All right, let's catch up here. Brooke, I'm getting the Purple Hammer and Rockstar right now on Bowler's Mart. I'll let you know if I like them. Deal, Brooke. Choppa, I like TV Bowling Supply reviews. Mikey has a one-hander and Vi has a two-hander. Yeah, no, they do a good job. Mikey and Chris are very analytical with bowling balls, which I love to see. I love the analytical guys. That's my part. That's my part of anything, really. I'm a math major and a computer science major, so I am super nerdy when it comes to the analytics and all that side of it. David Jones, this is a fun question. If you had to merge some of the B7 brands, which would you merge? Columbia 300 and Ebonite. I would put them together. I'd put C300 with someone, and then I put Radical with, like, I wouldn't put them with Deviate. I'd say Radical and Columbia, I think you could kind of merge them into one. I don't know about Ebonite. Ebonite's kind of hit or miss. They have a lot of really good bowling balls at times, but then a lot of, like, balls that just kind of exist. So, I don't know. C300 and Radical are probably the toughest ones right now. Playful, coming in late. How do you see the bubblegum vibe compared to the Max Thrill Pearl? Oh, the vibe is going to be way later. Way later. Don, I think changing ball weights will increase your speed and revs, but your body will get used to it. True. That is a good point. Yeah. Absolutely a really good point, Don, that your body will get used to whatever the new weight is. John, as intermittent. Jaybird, I agree. That's why I believe you are in a unique space for bowling content. You're targeting the part of the community that wants to make smart investments. Yeah, and that's one of the tough things. You don't need to buy every ball. You shouldn't financially. Not even as your financial advisor, do not buy every bowling ball. There are so many that overlap. You want to be able to fill the holes in your game. You don't want to buy 3 bowling balls that are identical because 2 of them are going to stay on the shelf. Example, I have like 50 bowling balls behind me. I like to just buy a lot of used bowling balls or just have bowling balls. And there's so many that, like, I think, like, man, I would love to throw this, but I have this other ball that's 10 times better. Like, symmetrical solids are always a graveyard for me because it's like, well, I bought a track stealth, but I have a phase 2. Well, I bought this. What else do I have? I have another one that's kind of similar. What did I have? Man, I had another one that was like, oh, GV4, Game Breaker 4 and the Game Breaker 5. I'm like, these balls are good, but I have a phase 2. Why would I want it? So that's one of the tough things. Let's see. Where are we at? Zane deck is way better than Jaden. It is by far. It's better, but it's not as fun. The Elemental Hero decks are so cool. Robin, still not able to join a league. Should I try a scratch tournament? It depends what you think I mean, if you're okay with investing the money and being okay with losing it, I'd recommend trying it. It's good to get tournament experience. I will always recommend tournament experience. I always want you to start with handicap tournaments, but if you have to start scratch, that's okay too. Don, Inside Bowling did a live stream this morning for a few of the new balls, Entity, Bubblegum, and a couple others. Nice, good. They probably did the first 4 that are coming out in July. So, no, I'd love to see Inside Bowling get a little deeper into it. Mike Flanagan's awesome. Mike, hit me up, please. I'd love to commentate at a tournament nearby. But I think that would be, I think they're doing a good job. Mike has always been on top of the social media game, so it's always good to see. Jaybird, what I mean by that is I look at the numbers and science to the ball and not on how it looks. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's how I kind of do it too. Like, the colors are awesome. I love the look of bowling balls. I love the creative things that these guys can do with the colorways. Amazing. They're super talented people who can do this. Making that bright pink is super cool. They did a good job with it. I love seeing those things. But yeah, do the colors matter? They do change the ball reaction, but no, if you ugly balls usually roll pretty well. So that's okay. Steve, I wish more ball reviewers would overlay the shots between the different balls. Yeah, I'm a little surprised no one has. It's a little bit of an editing trick, but it is fairly doable with a like there are cool ways you can do it. And especially if you use some more AI tools right now, very doable. But yeah, not many do. Darkborg, opinion on a pin down OG high road, short pattern, low volume. Honestly, for that, that's when a pin down high road would be good. A lot of other times it wouldn't be as great. Gandhi, how cover stocks are made. Do color of the stocks play a major role? Not a major role, but it plays a role, minor role. Yeah, I honestly don't know much about how a cover stock is made. That's a side of bowling I know nothing about, unfortunately. John, my duo smells like hot garbage. Just kidding. Oh, the duo. Poor ball. Buff Wolf, do you know how to get into more youth tournaments? Like bowling them? I would recommend bowling tournaments generally run on Facebook. So if you like Facebook or not, it's a good place to be if you're a bowler because you'll be able to find a lot more tournaments and then just asking bowling alleys, asking pro shops for more youth tournaments where they're at. They'll be able to help you get into the right spaces. Let's see. Dot. New Stormball, possibly another identity or a Marvel Pearl. Low key, I hope it's not another identity. That ball just came out. I think a really bad decision would be remaking it. That would be insane. Maybe an identity solid or something to do. I don't know if they do another like short term or like a limited release in the summer. That seems odd, but I have no idea. I honestly am not sure. Or I think Marvel Pearl is a lot more likely though in that dot. Let's see. Jordan, Wicked Collision at 3,000, Summit Ascent 2. Okay, that's not too bad then. Be ready, bring some sanding pads because you will be bowling on a long pattern somewhere in there. Money Mitch, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Appreciate it. Amazing Robin, showing a ball's performance on a suitable condition and non-suitable condition would be cool. Strikes on a house shot don't tell much. Yeah, no, you can make a lot of bowling balls look identical on house. That's kind of why I threw the IQ 78 and the direct hit on the really short pattern. I thought it would show off the balls a little more and what they do because a house shot, I wouldn't recommend either of them. Now you could throw the direct hit, of course, if you want to play straight, but like, I think the short pattern is where it would be best. Shepherd, Purple Hammer at 5 and Wrecker at box. Okay, there you go. There you go. Big Mike, I was hoping you'd say the Chill Pearl was hot garbage just because I saw Robin here. Hey, Chill Pearl is great. I hate it. I will try it again. I wanna do Chill Pearl versus Dark Side, just to show the differences of the cover stocks and the cores, but I didn't like it so far. Not a fan. Thrown it a lot, probably 20 games. Not a fan. Don, I don't mind when balls are limited release. I just got a new one that is good at the time and it'll be fine. I don't mind when ball. Yeah, I just got it. Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. Absolutely. I think the limited release is cool. Or just not being out that long, but it does get tough. It does get you get kind of fatigued when that happens a lot. When you're like, man, I just learned a lot about this ball. I put some research into it. I might want to pick it up and it's discontinued. That's one of the tough pieces. Oh, let's see. Bowling Milk, really weird question. If there was a liquid to replace oil on lanes, what do you think would be best? Ooh. I have no idea. It would have to be like thick enough to be able to like slow a bowling ball down, but like, and also slick and thick enough. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. Kojak, what is the best storm ball? In my opinion, phase 2. Gabriel, CTD is very good. Yeah, no, Ron does great. Ron does a really good job with ball reviews, and he does hit all of them, which is awesome. So good for Rob on that, or Ron on that. Rob, wow. I was reading a different comment, and for some reason, Rob got put in my head. WG Memes, thank you for the, or did you follow or join? Well, if you just joined, hello, welcome. How you doing? Great to see your lovely face here. John, I don't mind when balls are... Oh, yeah, we hit you. Sorry. John, as a bowler that is no thumb single arm, looking to neither pick up hammer urethane or special effect. I throw right now hazmat solid and hammer reactive. What do you recommend? You're probably going to want weaker bowling balls. So if you like hammer a lot, the anger could be a good play for you. Ooh, this is a question. Wow. Eric, How has Radical's popularity changed since Moe's passing? Whew, that is a loaded question. I don't know. I think they're about as popular. I think they've taken a back seat. Radical used to do their own thing a little bit more, and they tried to have their own niche, where now they're not as much. Like, they're trying to get into a lot more. They've posted a lot more Pearl bowling balls lately, but their A game was the solids. Solid bowling balls were really their masterpiece, and the unique core designs. They've kind of gone away from that. Either it's because of the education isn't there, or they're not promoting the cores as much, or whatever it may be, but they're putting out a lot of pearls, a lot of shiny balls, and they're not really talking about the cores as much. So I'd love to hear a little more about the unique cores they do. That was kind of Moe's specialty, and that was their specialty as a whole. So, yeah, that's what I'm kind of seeing since then. Andrew, what are your workout splits? I do not work out that much. I cannot answer that. I'm very sorry. Mary, my dad once did not slide. He's an old bowler, also been on world championship to bowl. That's awesome. But he did not slide and went forward, and they had to call an ambulance. That's one of the tough things. That is very much one of the tough things. Like, you can get hurt not sliding in that way too. Chico, that's something a lot of people forget about. I can play anywhere on the lane, but on house shot, why not do what's easiest? No, that's totally fair. Yeah, if you're able to play everywhere on the lane, like I don't want to say trained yourself, but like you've practiced all over the place, then absolutely. And if you're just getting into the sport, used bowling balls are still good. Yes, if you learn the game of like what's a good used bowling ball or what's a bad one and what's a good price, I'd say 75% of the bowling balls I own are used. Most of the balls you see on those TikTok clips are used bowling balls. Not many of them are new. Like maybe a third of my arsenal at most when I go to a tournament is brand new bowling balls that only I've thrown. So yeah, I agree. Absolutely agree. Bowling Milk, Dark Side Gang. Let's see. Reynold, how do you know angular velocity vector of a ball without drilling it? Angular velocity vector. You're going to want to look at, it's a combination of the core numbers and the cover. So generally, pearl bowling balls are going to have more angle, and then balls with a higher RG are going to have more angle. So that is a good thing to look towards. Bowling Milk, my Brooklyn team picked up next. Please be good. Hey, good luck. Revs on the left. Don't forget to check out my bowling memes. Yes, I absolutely have to. Getting close for the grandbaby. Hey, that is awesome to hear. Bowling Milk, we need to start a Dark Side Gang to get people to buy the Dark Side. They're just going to think we're Vader fans. That's all it's going to be. And Abby, how quick can the Motive Hypervenom can get less great than the first time bowling it? So if you are wiping off the ball a lot, you should be okay with that ball for quite a while. So you should be A-okay for a couple hundred games, and then you're going to start noticing it lose its reaction a little more. Jordan Shepard, thank you for being very analytical, being the same way. It helps me understand more about the products. Oh, no, thank you for watching. I'm glad there's other people that really enjoy that side. Big Mike, how do they do handicaps if you can't get into a sanction league? You just bowl scratch. You bowl scratch if that's the case, which is tough. Amazing Robin, 3/4 of my arsenal on eBay balls. Lovely Blue, I'm a youth two-handed bowler. I seem to be having trouble keeping my hand under the ball. Does anyone have tips? Open your shoulders, Blue. Open those shoulders a lot. You're probably a little too straight on the line, and that's going to cause that hand to want to go over the top of the ball. Don, as far as Yu-Gi-Oh goes, my favorite is the beatdown deck that I set from 2001 that's centered around Jinzo. Jinzo was broken at that time. That was old Yu-Gi-Oh before they nerfed a bunch of cards. Like that was the original days where it was nuts. Old Yu-Gi-Oh is wild. If you watch like the original season, the game is so like just who has the most powerful card. It's kind of funny. Andy, I picked up a used level, and I like using it on short patterns in place of urethane. Yeah, that's probably a really good spot for it. That or house shots are gonna be the two best places. Gabriel, blue eyes though. Exactly. If you had a blue eyes, you won, because you could just automatically put it down. Smitty, I feel lonely over here. How y'all doing on Twitch? We got a couple people hanging out on Twitch yet. I see Not Choppa's over on Twitch. I like Packy for ball reviews too, because he's a two-handed lefty, so I'm kind of biased. I know he is He's probably the only two-handed lefty ball guy. Two-handed lefty YouTuber, in all honesty. Yeah, I think he's about it. There aren't many lefties. Playful. Have you ever heard of anyone switching styles to say focused? I call it ADHD bowling. It switched from 1 to 2 every frame. Wow. Hey, I mean, whatever works. Storm Summit World, is that a new overseas ball? Because I don't think Storm is bringing back the Summit. Summit World and Marvel Flame. That's kind of dope. I love that. Cody Hoffman, is Physics Blackout and the Origin be used in the same bag? Not exactly. I think they're a little too close if you have less than 6 bowling balls. If you have more, yes, then they can work together. Let's see. Buff Wolf, is there a difference between the Attention Star and the S2? Yes, the S2 is both earlier and smoother than the Star. So they are close-ish, but not identical. Crazy White Dude, does Anger Solid Fizz a replacement for my low flare? It's going to be the closest we get for a while. It's going to be the closest thing we get for a minute. Let's see. There's a thunderstorm where I live. I am scared. We were in one too. We were in a hard thunderstorm. I think it's stopped now. Yeah, it has stopped now. Bowling Milk, start selling shirts of each Vader bowling. If there were no copyrights, I'm in. Jacob Henschel, Black Widow 2.0 and the new bubblegum vibe. If you had to rate 1 to 10 on hook potential, Black Widow 2.0 like a 7, bubblegum vibe like a 4, but they're gonna hook in different parts of the lane. So the reason I say 4 is because the vibe is gonna go a lot longer, but then be super angular down lane. The 2.0 is just gonna be smoother. Reynold, I want to send you something to look at. It seems too physics to be related to bowling. Nah, send it to me. My DMs are open, Reynolds. My DMs are open on TikTok. Matt Clauser, Hyperdrive, Arctic Vibe, Arctic or Altered Reality, and Exponent with the axe as is. There you go. Bowling Milk, we have a Russian guy in the nets now. Nice. Last Warrior, I'm a no-thumb bowler. 3 best tips. Open your shoulders. Remember, backswing is always created from your push away is one good way. The longer the push away, the bigger the push away, the higher the backswing generally. And shoulder rotation and tilt always does that, spine tilt. And then keep the feet fast to be able to keep that speed up. Speed is always a tough one. Tips for a one-handed female, Abby. Yeah, I mean, for anybody really, it depends where you're at in your game. Consistency is a big one. Make sure everything just kind of stays stable. You don't want your body kind of doing all these crazy motions. You kind of want everything to be a little more kind of honed and smoother. So always a good play there, but yeah, it depends where you're at in bowling. All right, I am going to do, we're at past 8 o'clock right now. I'm going to do a last call for questions in the comments. So if you guys have any other questions, please drop them in the comments below. I am, for the quick shameless plugs, we are live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube right now. So if you want to go check out any of those other platforms, I'd greatly appreciate it. We have different content going up on every single one of those platforms. Twitch is where we have a lot more gaming streams, and then along with bowling content. YouTube is our hardcore longer form bowling content. TikTok has a lot of the quicker short form couple times a day content. We also have brand new chamois. If you look up DH Lab Bowling, you're going to be able to find ZVL chamois. So we have 5 more of this colorway. We just had a colorway drop earlier today for the red and blue colored chamois. So we have a chamois colorway for chamois. So if you want to go check that out would be appreciated. Otherwise, other shameless plug is Bowler Store is selling our ZVL bowling merchandise. So we have t-shirts, crew necks, and hoodies. If you want to rep some ZVL bowling, go check out Bowler Store. They are an awesome, awesome people. They also have a TikTok shop. So that is another easy way to buy it, where you get those deals that TikTok always throws at you in the TikTok shop. But we'll check out a couple other comments and then we'll be calling it a day. Let's see. Let's see, where are we at over here? John Meinert. Oh, Smitty, you should add more options to the Twitch point reward system. Free ball at $500,000. I haven't really touched that. My goal this weekend was to really fix up my live streaming services to make them a little prettier and just work a little better. So that's coming. John Minert, accidentally left my ball in my car for 5 hours today. Opened it up and it was dripping oil. Cleaned it real good and looked into it. Didn't know how baking out oil was a thing. Yeah, if you leave it in a car hot, it will bake, but it will cause the core to get bigger. And then if you put it into cold temperature too quickly, it can crack. Don, I have Exodia, but it's difficult to get out all the pieces. Oh, absolutely. Exodia is always like the coolest thing, and then you realize it's impossible to actually put out. Corey, I'm in a 2-ball gear league. Does it make sense to get the physics and or primal rage? You have Venom Shock, EJ Jackal, Phase 2, Black Widow, IQ, Zen 25, Vivo. I think the primal rage is a good idea. I think the physics could be a good idea too. You have a lot. I think, yeah, actually it would be. It would pair well with an EJ Jackal. So I think that's a good call. I like it. Paul Kim, thoughts on getting a used ball? Is it better to just buy new? It depends how used. If it's not used that much, then absolutely I would recommend one. But if it is used, like it's been plugged a few times, then I'd avoid it. I always like to get bowling balls that haven't been plugged before. That's my personal favorite. Don, Bowling Asylum is great for overseas balls. Yeah, if you want a $300 overseas ball, that's a good place. Let's see. Big Mike, did you put surface on your dark side? X in the pit said they had to put surface on the ball for its full potential to be realized. I did not yet. It's still 1500 polish, and I've liked it so far. I haven't liked Brunswick's polish lately. Honestly, I've taken the polish off of a lot of stuff, so maybe I'll do that, but I do like it as a little longer. Hooking a little later, being a little longer. I think that's better. David, the devious side of me wants to have a shirt custom made that says, ask me about the direct hit. One day the direct hit is going to get discontinued and I'm going to make the greatest video ever. Be ready for it. Mary, what would be your tips for first time of going to junior gold? Yeah, keep the nerves down. It's going to be nerve-wracking to start, but try to just keep breathing, keep the heart rate low, just try to make shots. It's just bowling at the end of the day. Make your spares is the next big tip, and then just try to stick with bowling balls that make sense for the condition. Smoother bowling balls are always going to be better than sharper ones. Your goal is just hit the pocket a lot, and then if they carry, that's perfect. So those are my tips. Robert, do you collect rare bowling balls? I have an overseas purple reactive Black Widow, awesome, and a purple pearl urethane Black Widow. Also the 92 Fab Blue Hammer. That is super cool. I do not though. I do not at all, unfortunately. It's very expensive and I don't have the space for it. I'm just in an apartment right now. I don't own a house. So I just don't have the space to hold an insane amount of bowling balls, especially ones I don't throw. Jaybird, have you thought about putting together Arsenal videos based bowling styles? Like if you're low speed, weak and sharp. Yeah. No, 100%. I have some from last fall, I believe, on YouTube, a rev dominant, speed dominant, and then just my regular ones. But I do need to remake them soon. David, if you forget your ball in your car, could you put it in an empty cooler when you bring it inside to slow down the temperature transition? Honestly, that might not be a bad idea. Not the worst idea I've ever heard of. It could work because the goal is just to slow down that temperature change. Jordan, hopefully up to my speed a little, average about 17, 5-step balance, can muscle it to 18, 19, rather not. Oh, yeah. No, footwork speed. So the faster your feet go, the faster your speed's going to be. All right. And final comment of the day, 2 final ones. Gabriel, Kaibo when he loses to Exodia. Exactly. Buff Wolf, do you think wrist tape helps for cupping? It does help for weaker wrists. Yes, it does. I actually tape my wrists. It feels a little better when I use it. My wrist feels a little more stable. I get a little less weak wrist action. So yes, I think so. All right. But with that, we are going to call it a stream, a Wednesday stream. Thank you, everybody who's been hanging out with us this entire time. I really, really do appreciate all of the love and support you guys show on the various different social media channels. I gave my shameless plugs for everything going on, so if you want to go check those out, would really be appreciated. We had, I think did we peak at our most viewers on YouTube? We didn't. We got close, 111 concurrent, which was awesome. So huge thank you to everybody who's over on YouTube. But otherwise, we are going to be calling it on that. We're going to be live sometime this weekend for some gaming streams. Make sure to check out ZVL Bowling on Twitch if you want to go check those out. Otherwise, we're going to have it over on TikTok as well. Big Mike, love your content. As always, see you in the Discord. Same to everyone in chat. Yes, thank you guys, everyone. We do have a Discord if you want to go check it out. Links are in all of our descriptions. But TikTok, I'm going to say goodbye to you first. Thank you so much for hanging out, TikTok. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye. All right, we are done with the TikToks, and it is just us, Twitch and YouTube. I want to thank every single one of you guys who's been hopping in. I want to make sure I hit that. Okay, good. We are good. All right. Thank you guys all so much who's been hanging out over on YouTube. I'll be live again next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time, as per usual. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next one. See ya.